Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another year of off-road racing. We are currently in San Felipe, Baja California. I'm Kevin Johnson. This is Glenda Lizalde.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. This is the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem 300, the El Jefe 300. It's in memorial of John Langley. Let's talk about that right quick before we get into anything else, Glenda.
Yeah.
John Langley, what a great man for off-road, humanitarian, and the work he did, especially in this community of San Felipe.
Absolutely. Now, John Langley has been such a big historical icon here at the races, and his memory will live on for years and years and years. Not only was he an off-road racer, but started that program with cops way back in the day, and he's very well known. And yeah, rest in peace.
Right, it's iconic, and when you're out in the desert, and most of y'all that are watching right now are the same way we are, we're fans as well. So when you're out in the desert, you can tell here come the cops trucks, and you know exactly who it is and what they are, which is, it's fantastic. Again, we are live right here on the Malecon in San Felipe. It's a little brisk tonight. I mean, it's not like San Felipe is hot. Today is It's a little cool tonight, but it's good. It's good because the people are walking around, so we might get a random person walking in front of us, but hey, it's racing and we're live and that happens.
Yeah.
So let's go over a little bit about what our schedule is tonight, Glenda. We're going to be here live, keeping you abreast of what's going on. Right now we're at Tech Inspection. It is the San Felipe Desert Mayhem 300. So we are going to have guests coming up. We're going to try to get certain drivers and pilots of the bikes, whatever, come on. We'll give a few words with them, but also as they come through, we'll spin the camera on you, catch them coming through here live at, we're right at the arches here, the San Felipe Desert Mayhem Arch. So it's going to be interesting. Again, people are going to be walking in front.
Absolutely,
it's exciting because we're live.
Just the sound of the vehicles and the people around here just brings you that off-road vibe. And anybody who's been anybody here at the off-road races, which of course, Kevin, I've known you for years, but really just met you recently.
Yeah.
But it's such a good feeling being at the races, being part of the races, and being here with you, Kevin, has been such a privilege.
Right, and a great way to kick off the 2023
right,
is here. This is the first race of the season. A long season ahead, too. I wish I had the list in front of me how many races are, but there's a ton. And, we've got some good entries in here. Again, the Cops team is represented. Rick Saccone is here and others. We'll go over the list here as the evening progresses. But, yeah, to be back in racing, to start off another year of off-road racing, it's weird. You feel like, I don't know, like during the season you don't know, but wintertime comes and everything, it's like, damn, I wish there was racing again.
But it seems like the races are really never over. I mean, you get the championships at the end of the year, and just like in 2 weeks later, you've got the next race coming up. If it's not here, it's out in Reno, it's in Nevada, it's everywhere. Races are everywhere.
Right, and currently on our schedule that I think of right now, we have this race. I believe there's a record race pretty soon. There's a Bahia de Los Angeles, a Bahia 200. That's in 2 weeks, of 2nd and 3rd of February, I think. So that's just down the coast a little bit, too. I assume it's going to be warmer the further south we get.
It's going to be a little bit warmer over there. I already had an invite to go down there to that race, and it's an amazing race. It's a 200. It's the 13th anniversary. So I worked as a tech, on the 10th anniversary, and supposedly it was going to be the last one. Pandemic came around, and now we're getting ready for the 13th anniversary. So that's going to be an exciting race, and welcome back, Bahia de Los Angeles 200.
Yeah, and it's very possible Nord TV might bring you that race as well. We're still working on that, so hopefully we can, because that's a fun race right there in Bay of LA. This race here, talking with Caesar all week. We've been here all week getting prepared for this, and it's just out on the course. Oh, let's talk about the course, because before we went on air, we were talking with some of the drivers. I spoke with Rick Saccone. He went to pre-run, and he biffed it. He put the truck on the lid, so he endoed it. And that was just in pre-running. And I said, what's up with that? And he was telling me what's fast, because it's long straightaways. There's lots of straightaways, and you pick up a lot of speed. Then there's a whoop and a dip and a turn, and it's like, whoa.
Careful out there.
So I think the experienced racers are going to be the ones that have the best luck, So with those people coming around, there's a lot of novice races, of course, and it's the first race of the year, so people are in that. How many people actually had the opportunity to get down to pre-run? I don't know.
Oh my goodness! There was Another vehicle came in here earlier around 2:45 this afternoon, Class 1, number 160. Oh my goodness, he also had needed to replace some boots on his vehicle too because he went pre-running and something happened to his vehicle also. So it's a little technical out there, a lot of speed out there, and all of a sudden you've got these quick turns. So be careful out there, everybody. It's going to be an exciting race.
And I spoke with Coley Potter. He's one of our motorcycle guys. He ran it last week. And he just ran it at a casual but open pace, and he's got some experience. He's really a quality rider. And he averaged just on his casual first lap surveying the course at 31 miles an hour. So race speeds, you probably want to add, I would say maybe 10 miles an hour on that. I'm not sure. I didn't really get in depth of if there's wide open sections or not, but I think there is because it's San Felipe. But as you all know, and if you're just joining us for the first time, San Felipe is San Felipe. You're never going to get rid of the whoops, as they call it.
Never. You'll never get rid of the whoops.
Yeah.
A lot of sandy areas out there, but when it comes to the rain and it makes those whoops, you get a lot of them out there, so everybody just be really careful out there. And it's a lot of fun. If you've ever been in a race vehicle, you just know how fun those whoops are.
And for all y'all watching back home, wherever that may be, a lot of rain in the last week over on the Ensenada side of the peninsula, and people were wondering, I got some text earlier, how bad it is over here. They got zero rain over here. The rain came in hard, flooded Ensenada, flooded some other places, but it's dry over here. And I asked Caesar when I got here, and he said, the course is fine. So that mountain blocked all the rain, but I was thinking, something had to come down the washes, but I guess not. So we're going to see what happens with that, and hopefully that's true. And there's no issues out there on the course. But for all y'all thinking, that's the answer. It did not rain here on the San Felipe side.
It's beautiful out here. It is so beautiful. I just came in from Ensenada today. And to leave all that rain behind me was just amazing. Okay, San Felipe. Oh, my goodness. Who doesn't want to be in San Felipe right now? It's beautiful. It's sunny. Yes, a little chilly. Got to wear a little jacket, maybe a little hat, a beanie, but you know what? It's beautiful out here right now. So everybody that's here and you're tuning in with us, thank you. Thank you for tuning in with us. It's just amazing weather out here right now.
Yeah, Glenda, you came over today, but as I was saying, I've been here all week. And boy,
lucky you.
Last Sunday and Monday, it was like, oh my God, it was so nice and warm. It was like mid-60s, no wind. I'm like,
so
please
envious.
be like this for race weekend. And yeah, it's not raining, so that's good. It's just a little chilly.
Definitely not.
I don't know what the wind's going to be like. And selfishly, I'd like for no wind because then you don't get cold at all. But as a fan of racing and for the drivers, I hope for a little bit of wind, maybe 10 to 15, so they don't have to eat a bunch of dust. But I was talking with Johnny Johnson earlier and telling him about maybe the wind, and he gave me a pretty good response. He said, it all depends on where you're at on the course. If it's a long straight and the wind's coming at you, that sucks because the dirt's coming right near. But it's just off canter, and either way, if it's coming to the right or left, then that's fine. And if it's behind you, that's great too. So we've got those are the different scenarios. That's from a Hall of Fame racer point of view. So I'm going to take his point of view over mine.
My goodness, John Johnson. Haven't heard that name in a while. Haven't seen him in a while. Can't wait to see him. Yeah, but he's an amazing guy, an amazing racer also. Just an amazing person. But yeah, the winds have a lot to do with when you're racing. If you're behind a racer and you've got those winds going in a direction where you can actually go through and go straight and it's not hitting you straight on, you've got luck right there.
Now, Glenda, go ahead and let the folks at home know in Spanish about what we're doing here and what this race is.
Ok, muy buenas tardes. Estamos aquí en San Felipe. Bienvenidos por estar entronizados con nosotros. Gracias por visitarnos en nuestra página de YouTube, Norra Oficial, Norra TV. Estamos aquí en la carrera de San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300 en honores a John Langley, ¿verdad? Que sabemos que en paz descanse, falleció año 2021 durante una carrera a la edad de 78 años, una trayectoria inmensa, dejó una historia, fue un ícono de las carreras inmenso, ¿verdad? Un corredor de off-road, productor del programa Cops, ¿verdad? Estadounidense. Esta carrera está en honor a él, ¿verdad? Estamos aquí con todo, estamos aquí en el malecón de San Felipe, esperando que llegue aquí ya a pasar los carros, ver los corredores, estamos en la contingencia. Es lo que tenemos esperado para esta carrera es algo tan increíble, ¿verdad? Es la primera carrera del año aquí. Está el clima, el tiempo está perfecto para la primera carrera. Ahora, los vientos no se ven que van a estar tan mal. Tuvimos aquí mi compañero Kevin Johnson, tuvo la oportunidad de hablar con John Johnson sobre de los vientos. Ahora, si van en esas estrechas que de repente tienen los bumps y de repente tienen los bachezotes y luego las curvas, cuidado. Pero si los vientos están bien, te va a tocar suerte que vayan un poquito a los lados de ti, porque si vas atrás de un vehículo o una moto o un carro, cuidado, lo bueno es que no tendrás las tierras y los polvos ahí delante de ti, ¿verdad? Podrás hacerte por un lado y darle. Así que mucha suerte a todos los corredores. Aquí le paso bienvenido y por favor pónganle un me gusta y suscríbanse a nuestra página de YouTube, Norra TV. Y aquí les vamos de nuevo con mi compañero Kevin Johnson.
Very good. Very good. So I couldn't have said it better myself. Seriously, couldn't have. Okay. So
we're going to have to teach you a lot more Spanish, Kevin.
We could do that, but Spanglish, but your Spanish is, So there. So we're getting more and more cars pulling in. It's starting to fill in. As you know, with these local Mexican races, tech starts at a certain time, but everyone seems to arrive late. Just a little quick, what we're going to do tonight, we have some interviews that we've already done earlier in the week. We're going to show those to you in some certain breaks. And as a nice little bonus to you, we're going to have a live interview with young Mr. Max Gordon, and that'll take place in the 7 o'clock hour, maybe right at 7 o'clock. We'll get you the exacts on that in a little bit. So we're going to be really good with that. So look forward to that tonight. If you're just joining us now, let the people know to tune in and watch us, because we're going to be here all the way through 9 o'clock tonight, bringing you anything that happens, any change, anything else, we're going to let you know.
And if you're watching, you're here in San Felipe yourself, physically, please wear a jacket. Bring a jacket because we want you here with us tonight, okay? So stay warm, everybody.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have some fan interaction here later on as we get going, as we do all the time. Every time we're live, it's a lot of fun to talk to the fans, see what's going on out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just exciting, you know.
I'm sitting here. It's just the off-road, just the word off-road, and being in San Felipe, it's just a privilege, Kevin. To me, it's a privilege.
To me, it's funny. It's like all week we're here, and it's for the race. Yeah, then we get the tech. It's like, okay, yeah.
Day has finally come and finally arrived. I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm noticing some of the drivers over there, some of the legends of off-road. I might be able to grab one or two and bring them over and have a few words. So we'll see what's going to go on with that here. But let them settle in and maybe get their beverage going. It's maybe a little bit of schnapps and the hot chocolate, whatever it takes, you know. Stay warm tonight. It's not that cold. I'm kind of being a puss about it, but it's not really that bad.
I am.
It's definitely not warm, though, so yeah. So looking forward to everything and the interviews we're going to have with folks later on. It's going to be great. As you know, we're live, so we're going to get some folks walking through the set, that's okay. If people are trying to move around, and it gets crowded, so they've got to look for some openings here and there.
And we've just barely started. Everything's just barely getting started here tonight with the contingency. So, just sit tight, hold on, and you're going to meet a lot of people tonight.
And you can see where we're at. That's the famous sign there, the San Felipe sign right there by the big flag, which for some reason is not up. I don't know why. Oh, maybe the winds, perhaps. I don't know. But it's beautiful here.
Not that windy.
The Malicone's behind us. There was a couple places where the big storm that came through a few months back took out a section of it, but pretty much the place kind of looks the same, except for that one section that needs repair. It looks pretty good, so not so bad. It's just all the looking down the road here, all the bars and restaurants seem to be open. The neon's going on, so very good. The music's playing down the street.
There's been quite a bit of tourism here today. I've been here all day long, and then it's been pretty good today. A calm, but really good. A lot of people here today.
And for you folks on that are watching our broadcast, so many times there'll be a band set up right next to us, and all of a sudden, we can't even hear. But it's great because that's what they do. We're in Mexico. We're so happy to be in Mexico with these races. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We've got all the people, all the tourists, and the people that live here locally. Going for walks with their pets and their children. Their skates and skateboards, their bikes, and it's just a lot of fun. Just a lot of fun out here.
Right. It's a lot of fun. And so, again, we're live, and so we're getting people walking through, but that's not that big of a deal. We're kind of used to it. The race goes on. We've got the paraglider, parasailer behind us.
There you go. The paraglider.
Yeah.
Way up here. I've been watching this guy all afternoon. Took a few videos of him. He's going to pass right above us.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys can hear him, but it's been so awesome. I hope I get to ride it before I leave San Felipe.
Yeah, so, it's just what it is. It's great.
I'm always out there in the extreme sports. I've got to do it.
But it's good to see the people, the tourists back in and getting involved in everything. So it's nice.
Absolutely.
Full season of racing getting ready to start here. So pretty exciting. With these interviews that we've pre-done, some of them we're going to cut some breaks on that. We're also going to get some live interviews here in a minute. Matter of fact, I see a couple people. So when we do our first break here in a second, I'm going to go grab one or two of them. And that way when we come back, I'll be live with them. Also, a shout out to everyone watching. I'm getting some texts. Thanks to everyone at the San Felipe Brewing Company. Thanks for watching us down there. Also, I'm looking at Cheneth Legacy Lodge. Thank you for having us on in the lodge down there. So, and I know there's some places in Ensenada and all over the place watching. I'll check on these texts later on and see who's all there. So, again, we appreciate it. We appreciate just everyone. And the love of off-road is what brings you in, and we know that. And we're just so glad to be able to bring it to you and share it with you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you. Don't forget, put a like on our page, and don't forget to subscribe for Nora Official, Nora TV, and share it. Yes, absolutely.
Now, this is the first race of the year, and so a lot of fans that are out there, we've learned in past years, fans need to be a little bit smarter and a little more cognizant of where you're at on the race course. Don't stand on the outside of curves. Don't stand too close to the track. And just for example, if you look at a video from these in-car cameras now that most people have, when they're flying down the course coming at you at 80, sometimes over 100, and that car is bouncing, one rock out of the way and that thing shoots off the road, it could be right into your family. Nobody wants that. We want y'all to be safe out here. So if you're out there on the course and you see somebody standing in a spot, maybe go give them, hey, you guys might be a little too close to be careful. And if you could do that, Glenda, and let the same message in Spanish to all our listeners out there.
Yes, of course. Les pedimos a todas las personas que estén viendo la carrera como espectadores, por favor, tomen todas las precauciones debidas, por favor, porque han habido tantos accidentes, nomás el hecho de poder estar nomás en la orilla, ¿verdad? Los carros van de más de 80, 100 millas por hora y esas piedras que por las que van rodando con las llantas las avientan y hasta eso puede causar un grave daño, una grave herida. Por favor, les pedimos que tomen todas las precauciones. No se paren muy cerca a la orilla porque también uno nunca sabe con todos esos brinquitos, con todas esas curvas a la velocidad que van. Los carros ruedan accidentalmente también, las llantas que salen volando. Por favor, tomen todas las precauciones, ¿verdad? Nomás eso les pedimos como espectadores, los que estén allá, los camarógrafos también. Yo sé que quieren tomar esas muy buenas tomas, buenos videos, pero por favor, tomen las precauciones debidas. Es lo único que les pedimos, por favor, ¿verdad?
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's pretty important, safety out there for everyone, it's when we set up with our cameras and we got there, and there's a lot of professional cameramen out there. They have the yellow vest or the orange vest under in the race, and they've been out there. They kind of know, but when you get the locals and the fans that aren't really familiar, they might be out there and see somebody pre-running and think it's a good spot, but during the race there could be multiple lines.
Exactly.
So you're really about to be aware of where you're at on the race course out there.
You never know. Just like I was saying, what those wheels, they might even have a tendency of just flying off of the vehicles. You never know. The rocks that get caught in between underneath the tires with the speed just blow out, just get thrown out and maybe hit one of the spectators, the cameragraphers, the guys out there taking videos and pictures, just be really careful out there. Security and safety first. Seguridad primero, ¿verdad?
Yeah, exactly. You got to get out there, and it's the drivers as well. The drivers don't want anybody in their way and talking with stuff, so yeah, we just got to always be careful of every situation, not just at racing, but in everything, but more so important at the racing.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
So yeah, we're getting some interviews lined up right now, and we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to have them for you and get everything set up, and we're going to have some live interviews here as soon as we get back from this break, which we're going to here shortly. I'm looking at some folks out there. What's up, Greg? Seeing some of those, having a lot of fun.
Yes.
So yeah, very good.
That's
I
a
see
cute
Mr.
little
Johnny
car
Johnson
too. That's
over
the
there as
one-seater
well.
we were talking about,
Yeah, that's
right?
the Bull Weevil
That's
right
the
there. Yeah,
Weevil.
we'll get that on
Absolutely.
camera.
It's
I
cute little
think
car.
where the cameras are going to you.
Yes.
So.
Okay, vamos a tomar una pausa.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Glenda, go on.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sí, aquí vamos a estar aquí. Have a seat right here, right next to me now. Hi, my name is Glenda Lizalde. You are?
I'm Kevin Pennington.
Kevin Pennington. Nice to meet you and thank you. So you're going to be racing this weekend. How do you feel? How does it feel to be racing the Mayhem 300?
Feels good. It's my first off-road desert race. I've raced other races, but I'm racing in a 19 built car in 1971, and it's kind of a classic old racer. So I'm
nice.
kind of a museum piece.
All right.
Kind of fun.
All right. So where are you from?
Washington State and
Wow.
San Felipe.
Look at that. We've got somebody out here, out there, here also. Okay. So this is your first, is this your first race you
My
said?
first desert race, yes.
Your first desert race. So have you raced, okay, you said first desert race.
Yes.
Does that mean you've raced before?
Yeah, we pro rally race, drag race, and road race.
All right. And that was in Washington or has that been here?
All up and down the West Coast.
All right. All right. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, since 1980.
Wow, 1980.
And
wow,
my
that's
beautiful
quite a long
wife
time.
drag races too.
Well,
She
nice to meet
races
you.
Volkswagen.
Nice to meet you. Why isn't she up here with us?
I don't know. She was going to be in the race, but they shortened it up a bit, so I'm going to Iron Man it.
Oh, okay. Oh, good job. Good job. It's but just be careful out there.
Okay,
Be
I
really
will.
careful out
Thank you.
there. You know, it's that like we were mentioning before. You know, there's a big stretchways out there, a lot of whoops, and you know, just I know that there's going to be a lot of spectators out there, and it's hard for a racer. You've got to see what you have in front of you, and if you have a one-seater.
Yes.
Okay, now that's a little difficult.
Have to navigate
yes,
and drive.
exactly. So, like we were saying, all you spectators out there, be really careful, you know, because it's our friend here is also on a one-seater, so he's got to be seeing what he's got in front of him, you know, so he can't see on every side, you know, on every side of the road. You know, even though when you're off-roading and you're racing, you do have a tendency, you do have that space to be able to view. However, when you come straight away, you never know when the person wants to just pop up in front of you and take a picture. So, you know, that's
right.
it gets dangerous out there. So all you spectators and all you people taking pictures and videos, be careful out there. Okay, it was nice
you.
meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank
too.
you.
Good night.
Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you guys? We're live right now, so yeah.
There we go.
Hi.
We're here
What's
live.
happening? Yeah, okay. We're back again. Everyone's excited walking around. Good to see. Got folks from Minnesota down here for the race. Very nice. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Stick around. We'll get to you in a minute here.
Yeah.
So it's good. We're live. We're having a lot of fun out here
Oh my
with people.
goodness, it's
So
a lot
yeah.
of fun out here. You know, there's a lot of people, familiar faces. I've been around with the off-road, in the off-roading for about a little over 20 years, and I've seen so many people, met so many people, don't know quite bit all of their history, you know, but there's so many familiar faces, you know, and there's a lot of new people here, you know, and it's just amazing to see all these new people coming into the sport. You know, off-roading has become over the years even bigger than it was in the very beginning. You know, it's become a very, very famous sport.
Right. And it continues to grow. And it grows
Constantly.
because of the fan participation, you know.
And then we got the kids coming in.
Yeah, the new
The
generation.
new generations.
Wow.
You know, even up to the third
And
generation.
they all come in and they're fast. you
Yes,
know?
yes.
But it's like, let's talk about that a little bit, Glenda. It's like, it's not just as kids coming in, but it's kids that have got racing. They
born into
They
it.
get on a bike at 5 years old and some sooner, you know, move from the bike and the go-karts, and then they work their way up.
Oh my goodness!
And they
Next thing you
learn
know, they're racing a trophy truck.
Well, let's look at that, you know, and the transition from the bikes, the people on the bikes, and we're watching them, and then when they go into the four-wheel class, it's just that transition is smooth and fast,
Yeah.
So it's a great
Speed.
transition, but they learn how to drive because they have the wherewithal of a bike rider. You know, when you see the bike riders, when they get older, they go into the truck and they start winning right away.
Right.
Because they know how to
absolutely.
read the terrain.
They do.
There's
Memorize
Rick
it.
right there.
Memorize it with every little boulder. Actually, you know, there's been racers that I've heard. You
Yeah.
know, that you know what? At so and so point, there's this one big huge boulder. You know, just look at it to your right, and it'll be right there. Be careful with that boulder. You know, people have the terrains just so memorized.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you really need. And when it comes to off-roading, you really need that.
Yeah, it only takes one boulder to mess up your day. So, you know, matter of fact, I was watching some videos earlier, and guys flying along. It looked like it was just a bush, a little safe spot out there, but there was a rock the same size as a bush hidden right
my
behind
God,
it.
right behind
and boom,
it.
the car just flipped up and broke
Had those
their
experience.
one of the arms off, and they were just done. The race
Oh,
was
no.
over. It's just horrible, you know.
Yeah.
It looks like it's wide open, and that's what a lot of the guys, you know, you look at some of the top racers in the sport, you know, the Menzies, the McMillans, people like that, Jesse Jones, and the guys that come down and, you know, it's pre-running for a race, and you see them down like weeks and weeks and weeks in advance and putting the miles to know the course and know the lines and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, it makes a difference on the race day because those are all the same groups you see on the podiums at all the times.
Yes, and not only that, the more you have the pre-runners out there, the day the race comes around and race day comes, and the track actually has the sands, the dirts that have actually changed because there's been so many racers going through there with the pre-running.
Right.
You know, and then you have the winds, the rains, you know, the waters going in through there, you know.
Well,
so
that's a problem for some of the, let's say the teams aren't as fortunate with the money to stay down for 2 weeks. They'll come
Yes.
down one weekend and pre-run on a Saturday, and then they come down, and that whole week, you know, the bigger trucks have gone through there and tore it up, and the same line they had in whatever class they run is like, wait, what?
Exactly.
That's not going to work.
It
so.
seems like the course has changed and it's still the same course. But you know what? It's an amazing sport. It's an amazing sport. You just have to be aware.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be aware of what also pre-running causes. You know, it also can cost a race.
Well, many people don't overdrive. Don't drive what you can't see. Don't drive what you can't
Take care of
control.
your vehicles, your motorcycles. Take care of them while you're out there racing. Go out there and do your best, but take care of your vehicles. That was one of the first things that I found out about racing. And because there was an off-road race legend stated to me in an interview that I interviewed him 2002 at the Best in the Desert race in Estero Beach. He said, para llegar primero hay que llegar. To finish first you gotta finish.
Right.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, if you break the car in the first few miles, yeah, everything's gone.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
And the good thing about the San Felipe Desert Mayhem, it's a lap race. So, you know, some people go and do the first lap and like, okay, I got this. Then they can really get into it for the second lap. And
Yes.
yeah, and then you can pick up some ground and pick up some speed. And some of the other races, for example, the Nora races. It's a rally. There's no pre-running in Nora.
There is no pre-running.
Right. So you have to read the maps and the books and figure out how to do that. And those are the guys where, okay, we know here. And they're well marked. It says danger ahead, so you know. But there's no arrows on the course like there is in Desert Mayhem. Best in the Desert Score doesn't, you know, the arrows aren't there. They are there, but they're not there for a race like Nora in the rally. So you have to
Right.
rely on the navigation and get it there too. So that's another thing that there's all kinds of different things, and each one has its great things about it, and then some little like, oh, this is different. Yeah.
Right.
So,
That's what's so amazing about the Nora race.
Yeah.
You know that? You've got a few days to figure out exactly what you're going to do, what you have to do. It's all a surprise. You go page by page, paragraph by paragraph, how you have to race that race.
and the bikes are going standing up and scrolling it as they go, like
right.
like in the Nora Rally and a Baja Rally for the bikes too. It's like it's crazy. And no, I can ride a bike, but I wouldn't consider myself a good rider anyway. But I can't imagine going at speed and looking back down again and looking back up and rolling that page and looking up. I'd be like, wait a minute. Yeah, you're in the middle of a desert going down a track or on a rocky hillside, cliffside. Yeah, it's just, my hat's off to him, man. That's a lot of skill it takes to do that.
To go out there and do it alone, you know, that's to race the regular race without having to read You know, that's hard. You know, but to be on your own and read at the same time, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go.
Yeah.
You know, that's super, super hard. You know, but the ones that have the vehicles with 2 or more seats, you know, and you've got a co-pilot that can also go along, you know, read the directions for you and tell you which way you have to go. I mean, that's hard. You know, that's hard on its own. You know, but you know what? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun out there.
Well, the bonus of having extra people in your car, if you get a flat, you know, they can get out and change it. But if you're riding a single seater and you get a flat tire out there and you know, you got to get, matter of fact, I was speaking with Jen Morton and she was riding in one of the single seaters and I'm like, what's your plan? She goes, to never get out. That's a good plan. That's a good
plan.
Stay in the car, get it to the pits, do what you do, stay in the car, keep going. So, yeah.
Right,
yeah, when you're a single seater, you got to get out. You got to get the tire off. You got to get it back on, and you know,
it's not an easy job. Them tires are heavy.
Quite a bit more time too for one person doing all that. So, yeah, it's all a big difference. Yeah, well, Glenda, I'm gonna let you talk for a minute. I'm gonna go grab someone here and bring them over to us.
All right.
I'll be right back, folks. Stick with us.
All right, everybody. Like we said, thank you for being here with us, and thank you for tuning in to YouTube, Nora Official, Nora TV. We're here in San Felipe at the Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. It's beautiful weather out here. It's getting a little dark. It's dusk out here, and it's so beautiful out here. It's so nice. I was cold a little while ago, but it seems like it's not as cold as it was just a few minutes ago.
Yeah,
about half an hour ago.
Down here in San Felipe, it gets cold right before it gets dark, and then it kind of warms back up again.
Yeah, but it feels really nice out here.
And the wind shooting off the mountains. I don't know.
Probably so. But, you know, we got a lot more people coming in now. You know, the vehicles are about, we got more vehicles coming in through here through tech. We're going to get some more people here interviewed. So you're going to see a lot more racers coming in through here in a few.
So what we're going to do, Glenda, we're going to take a little break right here. I'm going to go grab some people to come down and interview. And stick with us. We appreciate you watching. We'll be back right after this.
YouTube Nora TV. Like.
Palapa Boy Racing about 28 or 29 years ago. Every year I would redo my palapa in the backyard. And people that don't know, palapa is the thatched roof from
Welcome back again. We are live here. This is Tech Inspection for the 2023 San Felipe Desert Man El Jefe 300. Very good.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Hey, do you know anything about that? Have you been out there? Anyways, this is Dan Chamley. He's running in truck number 700, the truck I think you just saw on your screen there a minute ago. Dan, again, welcome back to San Felipe for another big race. Did you get any chance to get out there and pre-run this course?
I did this morning. Yeah, I did a lap this morning in a side-by-side, and it's going to be a fast race.
Yeah.
This isn't like the going over the Rocky Mountains. This is going to be a lot of fast, wide open.
Now, because there's a lot of straight, but there's whips, but there's a lot of straight, right? That's why you think it's going to be fast?
Yeah, and the whoops, from the big storm here, a lot of the whoops are flattened out compared to what they'd been in the past, and we're not picking all the same roads we did in the 1000. Some of them are the same, but there's a lot of stuff that's still fairly flat, really. So there's going to be some fast out there for sure.
Now, I was talking about just that same scenario earlier with my co-host Glenda, and you think because the whoops have calmed down a bit, it's going to build a false sense of security in some drivers, and maybe they might push it too hard?
Lots of drivers get false sense of security and push it too hard. That's that is one of the things that I've always done, which is why I don't necessarily get race wins as much as I get championships, is that I'm looking for the finish and the end result. Now, this series, it's not like my score championships are a big thing for me. So here in the Mayhem series, this is kind of more for fun. I live local. I drove the truck from my garage here, and it won't have to go on the trailer to go home. Yeah. And, hopefully.
Nice and convenient. Yeah. And so you pretty much know the whole course. There's nothing really new for you there. It's kind of like the back of your hand. It's kind of like your home ground, basically. I think I've driven all those roads a few times. Yeah. But, every time the road washes out and goes back together, the drop-offs change a little bit and the holes change a little bit. But, just in general, over the years around San Felipe, we have, they've developed into these giant whoopie-doos with exposed rocks and all this. And ever since the big storm came through here, even for the 1000, it was kind of the same way. A lot of this area was way smoother from, it all being washed flat. And I don't know how many years it's going to take before it gets big again. It seems like some areas have gotten big real quick and other areas are staying pretty flat. Yeah. Mother Nature gives and takes, right?
Yeah, usually around here it just takes and piles it up into a big pile and makes you smack into it a million times in a row.
So you touched on something a minute ago I want to go back and cover. You pre-ran this race in the side-by-side. And I've noticed that a lot of the racers, I've seen in the Score Series, I live on the other side, and when they come by, I see them, the trophy truck guys are in side-by-sides, their first pre-run. What's the benefit of that, and how does that help you?
I don't have any budget, so I don't have a second full-size pre-runner, and so I'm either the problem is my truck is not set up to run on pump gas, so it's on race gas. So to pre-run on race gas would be cost prohibitive,
right?
And so I use the side-by-side because that's what I've got.
Well, I was thinking a little bit different. I mean, that totally makes sense. But I was thinking maybe you see the terrain better, and you can get through things, and you can know, and you make your notes. I don't know. Let's ask you.
No,
yeah.
The side-by-side is it drives nothing like the truck does.
Yeah.
So it's first off, it's not nearly as fun, to go out there and be hammered in a side-by-side compared to a truck that's just plush on 40s, Also, the side-by-side's got four-wheel drive, so hills that you might. There's not any hills in this course, but on a lot, in a lot of times when we're pre-running, we've got hills to climb and things like that, and hills that you might have a trouble with on a two-wheel drive truck. The side-by-side drives right up them, so you don't necessarily learn the things that you need to learn when you're in the side-by-side.
I was just going there, but you can tell with your experience in the side-by-side and the truck, you can tell this is going to be tough.
Yes. However, my plan is as I can budget to, I'm going to build a second truck as similar to this one as possible, kind of using the old used parts and a pump gas motor so that I can pre-run in a more similar vehicle.
Yeah.
Because that would be an advantage to me, is to pre-run in the same thing, as close as possible to what you're racing is what you'd like to pre-run in. But
that makes sense.
But
of course.
To build a second truck is not in today's budget. But it's something I'm working on. I've got a lot of parts. If I used up all my spare parts, I could just about build the second truck.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your current truck. It's number 700. Let the folks at home what it is and what kind of engine, everything about the build.
Okay, so it's a tube chassis truck, like a trophy truck. It is typical of trophy truck or trophy spec components. The engine, instead of a big V8, is a twin-turbo 3.5 EcoBoost twin-turbo V6 out of like an F-150.
Okay.
Mine's the high-output version. It's the stock engine out of an F-150 Raptor. But instead of running it off of the computer that's run in a Raptor, it's run off of a all-programmable data logging computer that allows us to control the turbo pressure the way we want, advance the cams the way we want, advance the timing the way we want. So we're running somewhere in the neighborhood of 700 horsepower out of that motor, but it's a completely stock motor. So it's a very budget-friendly build in that, the motor is just pulled out of a F-150 Raptor.
So very good. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, it's a beautiful truck, but you have championships. Let the folks know how long your racing career has been and where did you get your start and what's it like to still race up to now in races like this Desert Mayhem?
So, I started about 2002 or 3, something like that. And my first truck was very much stock-based, typical old-school Class 7, full frame rails. It had a steel cab on it with opening and closing doors, junkyard engine, transmission, and rear end. It was the cheapest truck in the circuit. But what I did is I figured out how to drive the vehicle to the level of what the build was.
Yeah.
So, no, we weren't as fast as a lot of the guys, but I could get what I had to the finish line. And, so early in the race, the guys and at that point we were running 300 horsepower maybe. And the guys with the 500 horsepower big build trucks would go sailing by me early in the race. And I'd just kind of wave at them and say, okay, see you later.
Yeah.
Meaning it's a 500 or 1,000
you'll see them later.
Race. And sure enough, at race mile 450 or whatever, it's like, oh, look, they're there on the side of the road with oil spilling out the bottom of their truck. It's like they made a lot of horsepower, but they overdrove their truck. And that was something that was always very typical of Class 7, is people would overdrive their equipment. So championships are because I just have always said, well, first off, I've always been the lowest budget guy out there.
Yeah, I was just going to go with that because you drove because it's your truck. You don't want to break it.
I don't want to break it. I did all the driving for all these years. I do all the drives, including thousands. I do the whole drive start to finish.
Ironman, everything.
Yeah. Although there is a group of people who say I'm solo driving it, not Ironmanning, because Ironmanning it supposedly means you don't have a second person in the car. I disagree with that, but that's what, if I said I Ironmanned it, I'd get a bunch of flack from people who said that's not a true Ironman.
Yeah, but it's still there though. So yeah, you're the only one driving it the whole way. So
yeah. But being the lowest budget and always putting my first priority on a respectable time, but a finish, always a finish. That's it's like if I got to slow it down a little bit because I'm going to make the finish, you got to just drive the equipment, protect the equipment, and drive it based on what you got. If you've got a flanged axle rear end that, is not a full floater spool, whatever, and it's, you can't run too big of tires, you can't slam it too hard through the corners or you'll blow your wheel bearings out or break your axle, then that's what you drive it like.
Yeah.
You slow down a little bit.
Right.
But, at the end of the day, every race is all about that average speed. So, the guy who goes really fast and then brakes and has to work on his truck for 2 hours, and another guy goes a little bit slower, if he doesn't brake and he gets to the finish line first, who was faster?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The guy that was faster on the straightaway or through the big holes, or the guy who made it to the finish line first?
I'll take the finish line guy for 100, please.
I got a little piece of wisdom years ago from somebody who told me that a wise racer will drive a race as slow as he possibly can to win.
Yeah, it seems like opposite is what you should do, but it's the reality that's what works.
How slow can I go and still win this race?
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't do it that way. I mean, sometimes you just like to go fast. But, I mean, everybody can drive faster than their car. I don't care. You got the $1.5 million trophy truck. If you drive it to its full speed, you're going to break it.
You're going to wad it up.
Yeah, wad it up or just plain tear things apart.
Break something.
That was the nice thing about my early trucks is them being, with all my inexpensive parts and not too much horsepower, I had better suspension by my design than I had horsepower. So I always had more suspension than I had horsepower, which is actually a really good recipe for finishing races.
Sounds like it. It's worked for you.
It's like if your motor can't go any faster, you can't go fast enough to break your suspension, you're okay, right?
Yeah, makes sense to me. Now, you're here locally in San Felipe, but you came from somewhere else. Where's back home normally?
Home was Santa Barbara. That's where I grew up. And I still have a house there, and we kind of go back and forth, but we're most of the time here, and this is what we're calling home. And our other house is, of course, the better tools are still there, but I'm working on my shop here.
I'm looking at your truck, and I know you pretty much do everything by yourself, but I do see some sponsors on there. Is there anyone you want to give a thanks or a shout out to?
Absolutely, BF Goodrich Tires.
Okay.
BF Goodrich Tires has taken care of us since the very first race, day one. They've got our back. This race is not a BF Goodrich type of race, but they've done all our pitting for us. They help us out with tires and have for all the way along, and their tires are the best. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's not like there's any sacrifice to use the best tire out there,
Yeah.
So King Shocks, Brett has always he's been a good friend for years. He's always taken care of us on the shocks, gets us dialed in so that the suspension works good, and can't thank Brett enough for amazing shocks. All Terrain Concepts,
ATC
lights. They've got nice bright lights. Full throttle batteries. Full throttle batteries are AGM block battery that's just really, really bulletproof. Strongest, longest lasting battery I've ever seen. They're the best race battery I've found.
Yeah, so it's working. I think you got them all. Maybe a few more on there.
ORW,
There you
Off-Road
go.
Warehouse, has been a big help for us this last year. S-Pods, digital switching systems. I don't even remember which ones I already said. So,
Yeah, well, that's good enough. Now, I know you're local here, and it's a 72 miles is lap. I don't something like that.
I
70.
was 62 or 64.
It's up there, anyways. But yeah, so it's a big. So, do you have a pit set up on the opposite side of the course in case something happens, or some sort of local guys working together with you to chase, or?
A friend came in town who's never even co-drive before, and he's going to be my co-driver.
Perfect.
Otherwise, if my wife jumped in as my co-driver, I would have nobody in the one chase support vehicle that we've got sitting at the pits. So, no, I don't have anything like that. Are you kidding me?
But for this race, you have your wife.
My wife is here and a few friends, and my wife is the only one myself and my wife are the only ones that are at this race that have ever done a race before.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got friends helping, but yeah, and somebody's going to be there. It's going to be their first time in a truck, and I'm hoping he has a good time.
And you know what happens with that? They're going to get the bug, right? They're going to hate it immediately or get the bug and love it and be in it for the rest of their lives.
You know, I've got a bunch of friends who race now because I took them for a ride.
There you go.
They're stuck now.
Yeah.
You know, now their business supports their addiction. You know,
Yeah, you dangle that worm, and yeah. Perfect. Well, Dan, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for spending time with you here tonight at the tech inspection of the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem. Have a lot of fun out there tomorrow. We'll look forward to talking to you again at the finish line because I believe you're going to be there.
Well, I hope so. If not, it means I've found something that I needed to know before San Felipe 250 anyway.
Okay, well, very good. Best of luck to you. Thanks a lot.
I actually didn't even prep the truck from the 1,000. I drove it from the 1,000. I rinsed it off this afternoon, and here it is.
It looks pretty.
There's a lot of tore up fiberglass. It has not been prepped. I mean, all the rod ends are clicky from the last race. Oh, well, we're going to go have fun.
Yeah, you'll figure it out as you go.
Thanks,
Dan. Okay, guys, there you go. That's just one of the many interviews that we're going to continue to bring forward to you here tonight. Glenn is going to join me back here at the desk in a minute, and we're going to line up some more folks here. So very good. Again, tonight is just beautiful. We have a lot of people walking through here. It's filling in. The cars are getting backed up all the way across, so it's pretty nice. Glenn, you saw that. I had a big conversation there with Mr. Dan Shanley. Pretty good. Yeah. And he is pretty excited. You know, he's looking forward to it. He got out on the course once. He says it's good. He says the course is good. I don't think he's expecting anything, but he thinks, his words were, it's going to be fast.
You know what? I actually believe that because of the previous off-roader that we were speaking to. He stated how there was that one stretchway, just like you can go really fast on those. You know, so I believe there's going to be a lot of speed out there.
Right. Well, what Dan pointed out, he says the previous storms have really mellowed out the whoops.
Oh,
and so
okay.
that gives you an opportunity to go faster. And I asked him straight out, do you think it'll give a false sense of security? And he says, every racer gets a false sense of security. I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah.
So.
All right. So look at that. We've got a lot more people out here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Linda, maybe go over some of the stuff we talked about, what we got on track. At 7 o'clock, we're going to be maybe talking to Max Gordon, and we're going to get some more interviews. So I'm going to leave you right now, and I'm going to be back. I'm going to grab a couple more guys to bring up, and we'll continue with the show. Stick with us, stick with Glenn, and I'll be right back.
All right. Gracias por estar entonizados con nosotros aquí en la San Felipe Desert Mayhem, el Jefe 300, en honor a John Langley. Pues gracias por estar con nosotros. Mira que ya hay más gente, ya está oscureciendo, tenemos carros, ya muchos participantes en esta carrera, ¿verdad? No está haciendo tanto frío, el ambiente está súper mega bien. Los esperamos aquí. Si están aquí local, ¿saben qué? O vienen de visita para ver las carreras como espectadores o a correr, ¿saben qué? No tengan miedo de salir y venir aquí a la revisión en la contingencia. Pónganse un abrigo, un gorrito, un cachucha, unos guantes, una bufanda, pero vengan a ver, a visitarnos, vengan a ver todo y conocer este mundo del off-road. Quien no lo conoce, vengan. El turismo aquí está, pero súper bien. Gente haciendo muchas preguntas, las personas que están aquí locales también, todos los niños, las gentes paseando con sus mascotas, ¿verdad? Vengan. Y gracias por estar entonizados. Quien no está aquí en San Felipe, donde quiera que estén, muchas gracias por estar entonizados con nosotros. A todos mis reyes, saludos. Miren nomás, tenemos aquí mañana, las motos salen a las 6 de la mañana. Empieza desde muy temprano. Cuando estén en la carrera, si van como espectadores, por favor, con todas las precauciones del mundo, ¿verdad? Porque la seguridad viene primero. Manténganse bien abrigados porque va a ser un friazo, no más.
Hi, Glenda.
Oh, hello, welcome back, Kevin.
Yeah. We're going to have you slide over one chair and get Mr. Johnson in with us.
That's right. How are you, Mr. Johnson?
Johnny, can you come grab a seat here?
Come here. We've been waiting on you, Mr. Johnson. Come on in. Haven't seen you in a few years.
Yeah, we are pleased right now here at the San Felipe Desert Mayhem to be joined by Off-Road Royalty, a member of the Off-Road Motorsports
And
Hall of Fame.
local here in San
Mr.
Felipe.
Johnny Johnson. Johnny, welcome.
How you doing? Oh, you've got the mic.
You've got the mic now.
I've got the mic. Great. It looks like it's going to be a good fun race. It's one where the little guy can come compete. You know, money doesn't price you clean out of this race like a lot of the newer ones.
Now, Johnny, you know, you're such a legend of off-road racing, but you're a community member down here. You're just down in Perceview, about 20 miles or so south. So what's it like to have this race every year come to San Felipe? And it's just a lot of fun. It brings off-road back home for you.
Oh, it's really fun because along where they call it the Coliseum down there.
Yes.
You can put 1,000 people on the sandbank to watch, and like 3 or 4 minutes of racing going back and forth, and with no charge.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Spectating is free.
Yes.
And get down there and be safe and have fun. Now, Johnny, you've ridden around this area a lot. I was just talking with some of the other drivers here, and they were saying that some of these storms have mellowed out some of the whoops. So he thinks it's going to make for faster racing. You're well documented for finishing races, not breaking your car. And I just spoke with Dan Chamley there, and he tells me that his thing is to finish the race and not break his car. It's because he works on his own car and does everything. You're a Hall of Fame racer with that similar sort of mindset.
Yeah, my first race cars, it was just a Volkswagen parts. You know, we didn't have
Hold the mic a little closer.
combo spindles or trick arms or any of that. You know, 6.5 inches of front wheel travel. You know, wow, you know, that'll beat you to death. But yes, a lot of the washes out here, the water ran.
Yeah.
So it's made it perfectly smooth. But it'll get tore up quick.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it'll take too long once racing gets back going again. John, down here is just great. The community in San Felipe really supports these races and just off-road in general. Now, when you first started in the sport, it's nothing like it's grown to today. Let's talk about some of the grassroots races when you first started out and compared to, let's change that a little bit. Let's talk about the cars that you had back then compared to some of these vehicles you see today. Some of your first cars, and you ran around Kenneth buggies as well for years. But to see how those cars really paved the way to teach people how to ride with suspension and engine and everything, to some of these wide open, state-of-the-art like trophy trucks we see today.
Well, I started out before off-road racing going in the desert.
Yeah.
And I would run around and I'd break it, and I'd fix it, and I'd break it, and I'd fix it. Time off-road racing started, it didn't break no more. You know, I had a 240-horse Corvair motor with a Corvair gearbox that wouldn't break. I could run 115 down the highway, no problem, and pass everybody, and they're going, whoa, 1,600 Volkswagens just came out. There was no 2180s or 2300s, or, you know. So it was like, shoo, you know, I'd get about 50 cars on the highway. We ran from Camelot, or from Ensenada to Camelot on the pavement with traffic wide open.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was just watching an old video of one of the races, and you're going there, and it's down the highway, traffic both ways, and you're going 100 miles an hour down the pavement, down Highway 1. What was this, the 80s or the 70s in one of those races?
In the 70s,
yeah.
60s, 70s.
Yeah.
My funny story, my first race, I'd never been past Ensenada in my life. And I'm going to La Paz with the Automobile Club map. Well, I just looked at it kind of and said, I want to stay by the coast all the way to El Rosario, and then we're going to go inland. I get to the Manadero turnoff, which is like 8 miles out in town, and I just take the right fork, heading towards the blowhole.
Oh, the Bufador.
And so I'm not even on one anymore. And I'm running along 115 miles an hour, and I look in the mirror, and there's red lights and flashing and blue lights, and I go, oh no, and I kind of just pulled over a little bit. I slowed down maybe to 100. The cop pulls up beside me and goes, no, senor, this way, this way. And he turns me around and gives me an escort all the way back to the course.
That's respect.
Pulled in. Hey, you know, you're just going, oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
That's way cool. So perfect. John, I know you're busy. You got a lot of folks here with you tonight, so it's great. But I do appreciate you spending a few minutes here at this race at the Desert Mayhem. As always, John, we thank you so much for your time.
Another historical
You bet.
icon that is always such a pleasure to see, you know, and it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, through my career, I wound up winning the Baja 1000 15 times in 8 different classes.
Look at that, guys.
With 3 seconds.
Y'all have some
All in
competition here.
21 years.
Yeah, awesome. Yes. Well, congratulations.
Okay, everybody,
Congratulations on that.
Stick
You know,
with us here. We're going to go get some more folks come up. We're going to have some packages for you off this break, but we'll be back with some more live action for you right after this.
Después regresamos.
Palapa Boy Racing about 28 or 29 years ago. Every year I would redo my palapa in the backyard. And people that don't know, palapa is the thatched roof from Baja, Mexico and Hawaii. And every year I would redo my palapa in my backyard. And my buddy Tony Hensley said, "What, do you think you're some sort of palapa boy?" I'm a truck hoarder by nature. I have quite a few old vintage trucks, and this truck was going to beat Ivan and change the world in off-road racing. Well, it used to be all-wheel drive. Bill Savage and T-Mag built it, and it was just way ahead of its time. It had so many moving parts, and it was too trick. This is the truck that BFG designed the 37-inch tire around. 30 years ago, this is its 30th anniversary, and this is the Nissan truck that was going to change off-road racing. In my opinion, they rushed it, did a little too much, a little too early. It had 3 CV joints per wheel in the front. With the all-wheel drive, it had 4 or 5 CV joints coming from the rear end to the front end. There was too many parts. Sly has been the motor builder forever, and he's the one that built the motor back then, and he's the one that did the motor for me. He owned it for a couple of years. I bought it so that I could have Spencer Lowe drive it and go for the overall of Nora. Since then, he's passed away, and you know, it's pretty much, this is for Spencer. So we're gonna give it hell. Steel It's been in our family since the day one of Steel It. We've used Steel It exclusively. Our chassis and our suspension components are 100% Steel It. The powder coating's great. Steel It is way above. To be able to use Steel It, and when you get back, wipe it down, and if it's torn up a little bit, you can spray a little bit over the top of it. Or if you have serious damage, a little bit of sandblasting in the sandblast cabinet, crack checking it, spray a little Steel It over the top, and it is better than new. This is a 30-year-old truck, and you can't tell that it's 30 years old. Steel It's the way to go. We try to do a new truck every year, or until we win. In the Palapa Boy family, now we have 16 vintage trucks, everything from Ivan Stewart's original Toyota. We have so many great vintage vehicles. to take these old vintage vehicles and be able to showcase them with the workmanship, to cover them up with powder coating and liquid paint, to me isn't right. You got to show the metal. Steal It shows the metal. And it's so easy to clean.
Steal It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steal It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steal It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steal It to protect your investment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are sitting here right now at Tech Inspection for the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. A lot of entries, trucks, buggies, bikes. Right now, I'm pleased to be joined with Mr. Dustin Davis, one of our competitors on the bikes, bike number 217. Dustin, welcome. Welcome to the San Felipe Desert Mayhem.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Dustin, I know you've raced a lot. You guys have just got off, I think, last year's Score Series. How'd you do in the whole series last year?
Overall, we took first in our class, so it was a great experience, but very, very humbling.
Yeah, well, you can't get much higher than first in your class, so that's pretty good. Congratulations to that first off. And talk a little bit about what it takes to win a whole series. I mean, this is a one-off. It's a San Felipe Desert Mayhem race, but when you put a team together and a bike together for a whole series, what's involved in that?
It's mostly logistics. Really, riding was the easy part for me. Just putting everything together, making sure your teammates are where they need to be. Communication, because once you get out there in the desert, you have no communication with your team. So you gotta really trust the members that you're riding with to be where they need to be when they need to be there.
And what about logistics, getting down early and pre-running courses?
Yeah, so we kind of took a different way of pre-running. We'd pre-run it in a stock Toyota Tacoma first, and we'd put gas out along the course, and then we'd go back the next day and then re-ride where we'd put gas out.
Oh, that's good. So if somebody stumbles across a hidden gas can, don't move it. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, there's about 12 of them still out there between here and Ensenada. I got to go get them.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about this race. Did you get a chance to get out there and pre-run this course?
Yeah, barely, just today. A lot of it was some of the stuff I did in the 1000, so a lot of the section was the same. So I'm kind of going into this one blind, honestly.
Do you think, and the parts that you did do, did any of the weather, since between the 1000 here, any of the storms change the course a bit, or is it still pretty much the same, you feel?
Yeah, there was a couple areas that are washed out that I wasn't expecting, but, like I said, we're just going to run it safe and just kind of get through it.
How many guys do you have in your class in this race?
I'm going to Ironman.
You're going to Ironman it yourself?
Yep.
Okay. So how many laps are you doing? 2 laps?
Yeah, we're going to do 2.
2 laps. So how many miles total is that?
Like 150 something.
150. Okay. So it's not something that you've done before.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I
okay.
did the first 240 miles in the 1,000, so I'll be all right.
Yeah. So this should be nothing for you. I know you're down here by yourself right now. I'm looking at your bike. It's pretty clean, and I don't see a lot of sponsors on there. Are you just kind of soloing it? Is out of pocket for you, or do you have a lot of sponsors that just don't have the stickers on the bike yet?
Yeah, right now everything's out of pocket. We're still trying to arrange all our sponsors before the San Felipe 250. I'm gonna run number 711X next year, so I'm gonna go across the street and see if 711 wants to sponsor my effort.
So is that an Ironman class?
Yep.
Wow, that's pretty big. You're going to Ironman the whole series next year.
Yeah, 1 mile at a time.
Dustin Davis, folks, if you're looking for a bike to sponsor, here's your guy. Series winner from Score last year, going to be Ironman by himself all year for the season. So let's use this platform to get some sponsors to give you a call.
Yeah, for sure.
So if someone does want to get a hold of you, how would they do that?
Pretty much at the races. I'm not really into the social media as part of the problem, but I did set some social media up the last couple weeks, so it's just DDavis217X on Instagram and Facebook. That's where you'll be able to find me.
Well, that's perfect. Dustin, we wish you the best of luck out there Saturday, tomorrow morning. I knew you're probably going to end your night pretty early because it's an early start for you tomorrow.
Yeah, we got to get up at 4 a.m., so we're going to get to bed right now.
Well, I tell you, I don't know if we're going to be live at the start, but we'll be there at the finish line. I fully expect to talk to you at the finish line tomorrow morning.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Dustin, thank you for your time, and good luck out there.
Thanks.
Dustin Davis, everyone. Yeah, again, we're going to stick around with you here at the San Felipe Desert Mayhem, the El Jefe 300. I see some more people around. We're going to grab some more folks for interviews here in just a little bit. Remember, coming up later, we're going to have a live interview with young Mr. Max Gordon. So we're going to do it over Zoom or Skype. I'm not sure exactly what platform we're using, but we're going to have Max live. Some of you have already wrote in some questions for him. We'll see if we can get those out there so Max can answer. But again, it's just going to be a great program. We're going to keep bringing more people with you. So again, Dustin, we appreciate your time, and
Thank you.
We'll be back with some more interviews and stuff right after this. I'm doing good, man. How are you doing?
Great.
Yeah.
Stoked to be here.
So great to have you guys back here, huh?
Definitely the best.
Yeah. Love that video you posted last year from the NORA.
that was really cool.
You and Menzies across the, yeah, that was awesome. I have coverage here of the tech inspection for the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300 presented by Cops Racing. Lo and behold, I'm joined by Cops Racing right now. Morgan Langley and Zach Langley. Guys, welcome back to San Felipe.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Caesar's putting on a great course, great race. And you know, there's nothing like San Felipe. It's a mecca all of off-road, I think. It's the only place where you can, you know, you want to pre-run, you pre-run right out of your hotel, go jump on the course. clock some miles and get ready for the race. It's awesome down here.
But, you just saying that, it's like, yeah, that's true. It's like, yeah, you're right across the street.
No trailers,
and
man. No
Yeah.
trailers. We just get out there and we run the thing. And I'm telling you, the course is fantastic. It's fast, it's technical, it's fun. It's everything you want in a San Felipe course.
Now, you guys got in on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. So we did some pre-running yesterday, some pre-running today, and I think we're good to go for tomorrow.
So, Morgan, you're in your Class 1, and Zach, you got your spec truck here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm racing the spec truck this race, and I'm excited to get out there tomorrow and, get some laps in.
Now, when you guys got down, you got Wednesday, you got a chance to get out there and run the course a little bit. What's your thoughts on it?
It's a really fun course.
Yeah.
Lots of change of terrain, lots of fast sections, lots of technical stuff too. So I like seeing variety in a course, and this course has it. I think everyone is going to have a good time out there.
Yeah, it's good, and the good part is too in San Felipe, the fans just love off-road racing, so they're going to be packing the course in certain areas and stuff. We were talking earlier when we first came on air about the Cops racing team and the icons of the sport, and you can tell from here come the Cops car. You can see it coming from like a long way away. Knowing that that's out there and that the Cops racing has that, what's it make you feel like when you when you start the race, knowing that you have fans all over the place?
That's awesome, and there's nothing like the Mexican fans. I mean, there's just nothing like it. The excitement and the energy, and Cops racing is a legacy for us. It's something that my dad started. He got us into this, and it continues now, and it's just. We love it. So, and I got to say this. I'm stoked that as a one-car guy, we got like 6, I think, one-cars winners, which is just great. So stoked to see that. Some one-cars, some spec TTs. Can't wait to get out there.
Well, let me touch on that, and both of you can answer this. The difference of a course with a one-car and with a full-size truck, a spec truck in this case, do you find the course is more... I'm not going to say easy because nothing's ever easy, but which one of the setups works better on this particular course since you both pre-ran it?
That's a good question. I mean, it's hard to make an argument. People say this is a one-car course or this is more of a truck course kind of thing. We do have 40s on the one car now, so that helps us a little bit, right? We got the 40s, but San Felipe is rough, and to my mind, the trucks always do a little bit better on the real rough stuff. I mean, tell me about that.
Yeah, I've raced both Class 1 and Spec TT and Trophy Truck, and the one cars are going to shine in the tight stuff. That's what they're really good at compared to a truck. They're lighter, they have better acceleration, generally speaking, better power to weight ratio, but the trucks really shine in the rough. And this course has a bit of both, so always hard to say. So
now, somebody asked me this before about you guys. Do you guys have little side bets amongst each other during races like this?
You want to make one right now? I think I'm going to smoke you. So
$100, I beat you.
$100? What is this guy, man? $100. Hey, $500. 300 at least.
Okay, we'll do 3.
All right, there you go. You have it there. So now when you watch them nerfing each other tomorrow coming around a turn.
Yeah, what it really is he starts in front of me, the Class 1 starting in front of the Spec TT, but he knows I'm coming after him, so it's really about him. He's going to be running like a rabbit.
But it's timed, so yeah.
He doesn't have his trophy truck this time. He's got a Spec TT.
Yeah.
He's not used to that. He's going to suffer. It's going to be a rough ride for him.
So what?
He's a country clubber TT guy.
Yeah.
What's he going to do in that spec truck, man? It's going to hurt.
Well, the spec truck transmission and stuff is all the same, right?
It is.
And the travel, but the engine.
And, generally speaking, your spec TTs are a lot lighter weight, so they actually have some advantages in braking and the tight stuff compared to a spec TT.
So what's the difference in the horsepower between the two?
Well, you're looking at a 525 crate engine and a spec TT and unlimited in a trophy truck. So, I mean, guys have been throwing big blocks in the trophy trucks now. So it went from, an 800 horsepower small blocks to, I don't even know what these big blocks are making, 100, 1,100 horsepower. So big difference.
What are you running, Morgan? How much horsepower?
So it's I actually have 2 Class 1 cars, and the one we brought down here just has an LS motor in it. The bigger motor car, the Dugan's car, just wasn't ready. So it's a stock motor, but it's plenty of power, and I don't think we'll be at a disadvantage on this course, especially as rough it is as the thing is. To me, it's like we should have all the power we need with the LS.
Yeah, I was talking.
You know?
I was talking earlier with Rick Sacani, which you guys know who that is.
Oh yeah.
And he was out there, ran it, and he put it on the lid.
Oh, we saw.
Yeah. Oh, you went by and saw it.
Right there. So what happened was he was yeah, you know those real narrow jumps where you got ledges on both sides. Yeah, we rolled up right on him, and it looks like he endoed and pirouetted and just landed right there in the middle of that jump. And you've got walls on both sides of it, so you know, block the course.
He actually said it was a soft landing.
Yeah, no, they weren't hurt. So,
Yeah.
but his guys pulled him out of there, got him going, and he finished his pre-run, and all, good for those guys, man. They'll be racing tomorrow. So.
Yeah.
The good news is his truck's drivable, so that's good. At least he'll be racing tomorrow.
Yeah, he was happy about that. Might be dinged up a bit, some scratches, but it gives it character.
Yeah, it looks mostly cosmetic. Yeah.
Yeah, cosmetic. Now let's talk about this. It's the El Jefe 300 in memory of John Langley, and such an icon in the community. Did a lot for San Felipe as well. Do you guys want to talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's just an honor that they'd do a tribute to him with this race, and we really appreciate that as a family, and we're happy to be down here to race, and it's kind of a special thing for us.
I think, like me, you know, to me, San Felipe is my favorite place to race, and it was for my dad. It was the same way. You know, he loved the Baja 1000. Everybody does. But there's something special about San Felipe. So it's great to have a race in his honor and to be here to race it, you know.
Funny fact, too, is our first race was the 2008 Baja 1000. My dad and I were supposed to trade off driving duties. I ended up driving the whole thing. The car was kind of damaged, and he said, "Kid, you're doing a great job. Just keep going." And so his first race driving was actually down here, the 2009 San Felipe 250 in a Class 12 car.
Right.
So.
I didn't know. That's a good story.
Let me tell you what happened. Yeah, I was his co-driver. We got in. He rolled the car and they got it back going, but I broke my ribs. But hey, but of course he rolled the car his first race. But it was a lot of fun, and 12 cars, 10 cars, we did it all, and I love all those classes. They're all great classes. They're all great classes. I'll tell you what, I would take a 10-car ride tomorrow or a 12-car ride. Those are awesome classes, right?
Yeah, I love the 10 cars myself, so yeah. And before I let you guys go, and people knew we were going to have you on, so there was a lot of little fan questions up, but most of them, I want to give you guys just a second to give back to the fans out there. You have a lot of fans. If you want to say a little hello or shout out to people that maybe from the States that can't make it down this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank all the guys who come down and help support us, first and foremost. Yeah, Mike and Julie Meehan, do a fantastic job. We've got great volunteers and great people supporting us, and it's it doesn't get said enough. It's people think it's about the drivers. It's really a team sport. It takes a team to make this happen, and yeah, the Mexican fans are the best. There's nothing like them in the world. They really know off-road. They appreciate off-road. They know the drivers. They know the courses. They know everything about it. You race in the States, there's not fans like that. Even in Nevada, man, where people know off-road, and I love racing in Nevada, the Mexican fans know everything about off-road. They follow it like it's the Super Bowl, right? So this is a great place to be.
And Zach, before I get to Morgan, I want to ask you something else. What's it like when you're in the middle of nowhere? When you're in the middle of nowhere and you're in the middle of a race and you're like, there's no one around. All of a sudden, turn the corner at night and there's a fire and there's a bunch of fans cheering you on. What's it feel like?
Well, I broke, in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden someone comes out and says, "Hey, we have a camp right up here. Come up, get by the fire. Here's some tequila."
Oh, it's happened many times, right? If you get lucky enough to break next to the fans, you're going to get a beer and some tacos.
Oh, yeah.
And it's an amazing thing when you're literally in the middle of nowhere. That's nothing like that, right?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love hearing stories like that from you guys because you've been there, you've been out there and experienced. And Zach, I didn't mean to cut you up, but go ahead for the fans out there.
Oh, just shout out to all the fans, and like Morgan said, all the volunteers. It's a lot of work to get these cars down here, and a lot of work to make them work right. And but one thing I do want to say is for anyone who's thinking about racing in Mexico, come down here next year, race this race with us. We'll be here. We've been a little bit of part of it since it started. The locals, Caesar and the guys started putting it on, and it's a great thing they have going on down here. And I just think if you're up in the States and you want to come race Mexico, there's a great race to come and get your feet wet and start, getting some time in Mexico.
Yeah, awesome. Well, guys, I appreciate it. I know You got busy, you got some people around, but tomorrow at the finish line, I expect to have a few more words with you guys. We'll see who won your bet. Okay, we'll see. We'll get you both on the podium, that's for sure. Morgan, thank you very much. Zach, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to talk to you guys. Cops Racing, everyone. Stick with us here. We'll be back with some more live interviews and some more action right after this.
Palapa Boy Racing about 28 or 29 years ago. Every year I would redo my palapa in the backyard. And people that don't know, palapa is the thatched roof from Baja, Mexico and Hawaii. And every year I would redo my palapa in my backyard. And my buddy Tony Hensley said, "What, do you think you're some sort of palapa boy?" I'm a truck hoarder by nature. I have quite a few old vintage trucks, and this truck was going to beat Ivan and change the world in off-road racing. Well, it used to be all-wheel drive. Bill Savage and T-Mag built it, and it was just way ahead of its time. It had so many moving parts, and it was too trick. This is the truck that BFG designed the 37-inch tire around. 30 years ago, this is its 30th anniversary, and this is the Nissan truck that was gonna change off-road racing. In my opinion, they rushed it, did a little too much, a little too early. It had 3 CV joints per wheel in the front. With the all-wheel drive, it had 4 or 5 CV joints coming from the rear end to the front end. There was too many parts. Sly has been the motor builder forever, and he's the one that built the motor back then, and he's the one that did the motor for me. He owned it for a couple of years. I bought it so that I could have Spencer Lowe drive it and go for the overall of Nora. Since then, he's passed away, and you know, it's pretty much, this is for Spencer. So we're gonna give it hell. Steel It's been in our family since the day one of Steel It. We've used Steel It exclusively. Our chassis and our suspension components are 100% Steel It. The powder coating's great. Steel It is way above. To be able to use Steel It, and when you get back, wipe it down, and if it's torn up a little bit, you can spray a little bit over the top of it. Or if you have serious damage, a little bit of sandblasting in the sandblast cabinet, crack checking it, spray a little Steel It over the top, and it is better than new. This is a 30-year-old truck, and you can't tell that it's 30 years old. Steel It's the way to go. We try to do a new truck every year, or until we win. In the Palapa Boy family, now we have 16 vintage trucks, everything from Ivan Stewart's original Toyota. We have so many great vintage vehicles. To take these old vintage vehicles and be able to showcase them with the workmanship, to cover them up with powder coating and liquid paint, to me isn't right. You gotta show the metal. Steel It shows the metal. And it's so easy to clean.
Steel It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steel It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steel It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steel It to protect your investment.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our live coverage here of the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. We're in beautiful San Felipe. Right behind us, you can see the sign, the San Felipe sign. We're right along the water here on the Sea of Cortez. I'm joined again with my wonderful, lovely host, Glenda. Glenda, it's been a cool night out here.
Yes,
A little bit chilly.
absolutely. Yes.
And right now, we're pleased to be joined with one of our men who is one of the big trucks out there tonight.
Yes.
So I'm going to let Glenda handle this in Spanish, and Glenda, introduce our guest.
Ok, mucho gusto, muchas gracias por estar sintonizados con nosotros en nuestras redes sociales, en la página de YouTube. Estamos en San Felipe con la carrera del año 2023, San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. Estamos aquí con uno de los choferes, pilotos de esta gran carrera, es el Roberto Romo Jr. A ver, Roberto, mucho gusto, bienvenidos y gracias. A ver, ay, una carrerota, qué manera de empezar el año.
Sí, la verdad sí, ¿no? Aquí nos encontramos en San Felipe, Desert Mayhem, el Jefe 300.
Platícanos un poquito más de ti, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Bueno, mi edad tengo 17 años, en este deporte inicié a los 10 años con mi papá. Gracias a Dios, ahorita estamos compitiendo en la categoría Trophy Truck, con el número 33, ex antiguo del carro de Luke Macmillan.
Oh, carrazo, un carrazo, una super camioneta, ¿verdad? Ok, ¿cuánto tiempo tienes tú corriendo oficialmente? ¿Cuánto tiempo tienes corriendo? ¿Cuándo empezaste?
Oficialmente tengo 2 años ya compitiendo campeonatos.
Wow, wow. A ver, ya salieron a recorrer la pista, me imagino.
Sí, ya, así es.
¿Y qué tal estuvo?
La pista, la verdad, está muy divertida. Hay partes lentas, igual como rápido. Está muy rápido, la verdad.
Pero la pista la vieron, corredores nos han comentado que las lluvias también, como que no hay muchos whoops, ¿verdad? Hay mucha velocidad, de repente así como de las curvas. A ver, platícanos.
Eso es cierto, no es como pensaba yo que iba a haber muchos whoops, muchas zancas. Nomás hay en la pista literalmente, yo pienso que whoops hay 10 millas, las demás están como si fuera carretera, no está todo está plano. Y la verdad yo tengo planeado dar la vuelta como en 1 hora 50 minutos.
Ok, la vuelta entonces va a ser muy rápida esta carrera, sí, para ustedes.
Va a ser muy rápida.
A pesar de que no nomás por ser grandes corredores, ¿verdad? Porque tú vienes de una trayectoria, una historia bien padre, ¿verdad? También sí. Tu padre corredor, ¿verdad?
Así es. De él me enseñó, ¿no? De él vengo, el gusto.
¿Verdad? Otra de las nuevas generaciones que tenemos aquí, ¿verdad? De lo que estuvimos comentando hace un rato Kevin y yo, ¿verdad? No nomás tenemos esta carrera, se ha ampliado mucho en lo que es también los vehículos, la tecnología de los vehículos, ¿verdad? Pero cuando naces en esto, es un gran corredor, vienen tus hijos, viene la siguiente generación, aquí nos toca, es un gran privilegio, de veras. Pues mucha suerte, muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Les deseo toda la suerte del mundo y nos vemos aquí en la meta, ¿verdad?
Claro que sí, aquí nos vemos.
Muchas gracias.
Gracias a ustedes, ¿no? Por la invitación.
Claro que sí.
Gracias.
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 Ok, bueno, ahí están, compañeros. Gracias por estar entonizados con nosotros en nuestra página de YouTube, en nuestras redes sociales de la carrera San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300, verán en honor a John Langley. Aquí les presento otra vez nuestro nuevo compañero Kevin Johnson. Pues aquí les va. Kevin.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, so very good. English, poco, or yeah? A little bit. Okay, good. We wish you the best out there. For our English-speaking fans, do you want anybody out there that you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, thanks to other people to help me over here and come to see the race in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everyone you need.
Give them your social media.
What?
How can they follow you?
Oh,
Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram,
You can on Instagram, Romo Junior Roberto. And my Facebook is Roberto Romo Junior.
There you have it, guys.
Ahí está.
That's the lookout
Síganlo.
for tomorrow,
Un
yeah.
like en sus páginas.
Yeah.
Todos.
Again, thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. We're going to take another quick break right here. We'll let the guys know. We'll come right back with some more interviews and some more live fan interaction, too, right after this.
Yes.
Might even have a trivia thrown in there for some of you guys watching right now, so look forward to that. Again, we'll be back with you right after this.
Gracias por estar entonizados en nuestra página YouTube, Norra TV.
Steel It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steel It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steel It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steel It to protect your investment.
It is.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. Again, this is our live coverage of the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300.
All right, thank you for that. I'll say thumbs up, double thumbs up.
Yeah.
We're here in San Felipe on the boardwalk, Malecón, as we would say here in Spanish, and just having a great time. We've got a lot of people out here so far. Y bienvenidos de regreso, entonizados aquí visitándonos en nuestra página de YouTube, Nora TV. Estamos en San Felipe, en la carrera de San Felipe Desert Mayhem, el Jefe 300 y mi compañero Kevin Johnson y yo, ¿verdad? Gracias por estar entonizados.
Yeah, I need to point that out more too. Go ahead and share our social media. You can watch us here on Nora TV, and you can go to the SanFelipeDesertMayhem.com or any of our social media, YouTube, Nora TV, or Facebook, Nora TV. So Nora.com, either one of those. So again, we appreciate you sticking with us and watching our broadcast here on Nora TV. And Glenda,
Yes.
I tell you what, it's getting cold again.
You know what? I felt it. We had a little break right here. And you know what? I was out there. Okay, now I'm really having my coffee cup right by me. I'm not leaving this anywhere around anymore. But it is getting a little chilly. But you know what? Walking around, seeing the people, you forget about that cold because you know what? You're having fun out there. You're talking to so many people, going up to them, asking them how they like this or that. If not, they're just coming up to us and just speaking about the race, asking questions, and you forget about that cold for a moment, But yeah, it's amazing. You've got to come out. If you're not in San Felipe, come on out here. What are you doing at home? Get your butts up, get out here, enjoy it, have fun with us.
Yeah, that's true. And it's since when we first came on, the build up, and right now it's like normal racing again. Everyone's walking around. The vendors have filled in. The people are walking around. Lots of pictures, lots of cervezas being tossed back as well.
That.
Nothing wrong with that. Just want to clarify.
I'll stick with a coffee.
Yeah, perfect. Now, we just had Morgan Langley and Zach Lang on cops. Matter of fact, they just made it through tech. They're up in front of us now. But
wonderful team.
Zach talked about if you guys are at home and you want to do a race, an entry-level race, this is a fantastic one. It's based right here in San Felipe. Everything is good. You come down here. It's a short little 62-mile lap or 65-mile laps, whatever. A couple of those. It's a great place to really get in and. You've been thinking about doing it and going in. It's not that expensive to enter this race. It's a lot of fun. It's ran just like the big races are, so it's fantastic.
And in a wonderful place.
In a wonderful place like San Felipe, you get to go alongside, racing royalty like Cop Racing. You can be right on your team. Passing. You tell somebody,
Right.
I got passed by cops when I was racing. It's kind of cool.
Right.
Stuff like that. So, yeah.
So, yes, it's amazing. I mean, you've got so many people out here. Cops is it's always been such a huge team. They've got so many people, all their vehicles, they're just wonderful people, down to earth, willing to speak to you, stickers, the autographs, you can stop by, have conversations with every single one of them, and they're just so easygoing people.
I've known both of those guys for a number of years because I've been lucky enough to do this for a long time. And they just, when you hear them say that they love the fans and they love the people of San Felipe, they mean it. It's like
it's true.
It's just not talk for the camera. It's they really do. They really mean it, and probably something their dad John instilled in them. And they were talking about the first race they did and running in the 12 car. It's pretty
Long
interesting.
ago.
So, but I personally, as a race fan, I like that. I like when people start in the lower classes
and build their ways up.
Lower doesn't sound right, but the lesser engine classes, yeah, and then build up to the tops like they have. They're running the specs and the class ones and the trophies. It's just great.
Yes, it's amazing. Watching them grow, in the off-road racing. It's what I mean. They come from a huge place. Cops.
Yeah.
The cops.
Yeah.
Their dad was such a big person, and yet they're so humble.
Yeah.
They're so humble. These people are just so humble. And they're come on, guys. You got to be here in San Felipe. We've got cops everywhere.
Yeah, that doesn't really sound right, but I know what you're trying to say.
Yes. The team. Their team, they're everywhere. Like I stated, they're such a huge team, but everybody is so humble and they're so willing. They're always so more than willing just to stop. And if you stop by and want to ask questions, whatever, they're just really nice people. They are.
They are, and I
They
want to
are.
give a shout out to some of our fans watching around the country.
Yeah.
I know there's the folks here at San Felipe Brewing Company here in town have us on their big show now, as well the folks down at Cheneth Legacy Lodge and Museum. And there's a bar in Huntington Beach. What's the name of that bar? The Beehive Bar in Huntington Beach. Thank you for shouting us out there on social media. I hope you guys are enjoying it up there in Huntington and Orange County. So yeah,
Wow.
Again, if you want, let your friends know and family know. Now tomorrow, we're going to be live from the track all day. We're going to be out there at 8 a.m. is when we're scheduled to go live. And we're going to have cameras at a couple different locations. So we'll be live.
Exciting!
At the start-finish line. But it's in the stadium. You guys that are here local in San Felipe, you know what we're talking about. For you folks who are unfamiliar, there's a part of the course that is surrounded by dunes. It's off the highway. It's near the airport if you know San Felipe at all. But it's in a bowl, and it's a whole track made out of there. And there's jumps, and there's whoops, and it's just a lot of fun. As a fan, you can sit there and for like 3 or 4 minutes straight, just watch racing. You know, if you go out to the desert and you're on a straight edge, zoom, and then they're done.
It's just a split second.
Yeah, so having this little bowl area, stadium, amphitheater, it's got a bunch of different names. It's a great place to come and watch the race. So.
I'm excited. I can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's
I mean,
going
it's
to be a lot of
exciting
fun.
being here tonight. I mean, the whole weekend is going to be so much fun. You know, and I mean, we hope to see you out here, you know, out there, out here. You know, just be really careful out there. Take all the precautions. Seguridad primero. You know, tengan mucho cuidado allá en la carrera, si van a estar como espectadores, tomando fotos, videos o nomás viendo la carrera, tomen por favor todas las precauciones debidas, ¿verdad? Porque no queremos ver ningún percance, ningún accidente, así que tengan mucho cuidado allá.
Yeah, exactly. And for you guys that can't make it out here, because y'all can't, I know, especially guys watching up in Huntington Beach right now, it's probably going to be hard. But tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be live. You'll see both of our smiling faces live at the start-finish line, but we also have cameras at different parts of the course. And one of them is at a crazy jump, I'm told. So we're going to be set at there to jump, and another spot, another area where there might be some drivers changes. So it could be interesting. So once we leave the start line and we get everyone off the lane, we should be live on course with other footage and be nonstop action all day. So all minute round, we're going to be switching cameras back and forth, and we're going to bring that to you. So if you can't make it, certainly let your friends, family, other people you know that are just race fans. Let them know we're going to be on here on all our social media, YouTube at Nora.com, Nora TV, everywhere on there. And it's just, just do it. It's going to be fun.
Subscribe and like our page. Y para los que hablan en español, saben que síganos en nuestra página de YouTube, Norra TV, Norra Oficial, Norra.com. Estamos para la carrera San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. Síganos. Es una carrera que para empezar, iniciar este año de 2023, es una super carrera, ¿verdad? Que una buena manera, una buena forma de empezar el año del off-road.
So somebody that joined us earlier, we mentioned that we're going to have Try4, a live interview with Max Gordon. I believe that's about to happen here in a few minutes.
A las 7.
And tell them in Spanish.
A las 7 vamos a tener una entrevista con Max Gordon. Sigan sintonizados con nosotros, ¿verdad? Nos falta mucho, unos minutitos, y tenemos esta nueva generación por la cual hemos estado mencionando toda la tarde. Y un gran muchachito que empieza su debut también, como quien dice, en esto lo que es el off-road. Ya va muy avanzado en lo que inicia su carrera, que aún está en su infancia, pero ha llegado muy lejos aún.
Okay, guys, thanks very much. Stick with us. We're going to take a quick break here, but we'll be right back with a live interview with Max Gordon.
7 o'clock. Thank you.
Steel-It polyurethane coating has become the choice of leading off-road builders and race teams who recognize the coating's superior performance, protecting suspensions, chassis, and other metal parts that require a proven durable shield against corrosion. Steel-It's weldability is a signature benefit that saves racing teams hours of repair time. Steel-It provides remarkable performance, making it easier to get back out onto the race course. Use Steel-It to protect your investment.
Yeah. I told her, come back, throw to me. Yeah. Yeah. You got it. And he just drove through the arches right here, the Felipe Desert Mayhem arches. And speaking of that, tomorrow we're going to be at the start and finish line. Yeah. So we really appreciate you guys joining us tonight for this live coverage here. We promised a Max Gordon interview. There's some few little technical difficulties working out on one of our ends. I don't know which one, but we're still. But so tomorrow morning, though, we're. We'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at
Yes. A lot of people here now. A lot of people joining us.
how to share us on social medias and whatnot.
Ok, síganos por favor, estén con nosotros aquí en nuestra página de YouTube en la carrera de 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem, El Jefe 300, en Norra TV, norra.com, página de Facebook. También síganos, pueden estar en nuestros, aquí vivo con nosotros por todas nuestras redes sociales, ¿verdad? Pero síganos y pónganle un me gusta, suscríbanse a nuestra página.
Perfect. Yeah, very good. Very good. Yeah, so
I'll get it.
We're out here at the event. As you can see behind me, the hustle and bustle going on. A lot of folks have showed up. Normal for races down here. People wait till after dark. I thought it was just because of the summertime and the heat, but no, it's just what they do. They'll come after dark and come out and join, which is great. So the activity out here has been picking up, and we're really enjoying it.
And the cold weather, it's picking up a little bit, but you know what? It's not stopping a lot of people from being out here and enjoying the fun with us. You know, it's a great way to start off the year. It's a good race. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun out here for locals and people who have coming out here from other different places. You know, Ensenada, Tijuana, Mexicali, just all around the Baja here at the Sea of Cortez. You know, it's an amazing race. So come and join us, whether you're here physically or you're just tuning in with us. You know, just join us and enjoy the fun with us.
Yeah, I've been down here for just about I think I have been here for every single one of these San Felipe Desert Mayhem races. It's a lot of fun to watch. Hey, we talked with the Langleys earlier, just to watch this race
Amazing
grow
people.
over the years. Yeah.
Yes, amazing people.
Yeah.
An amazing team. You know, they started out with their class 12 and just built their way up, you know, and
Yeah.
just now they have so many vehicles out here and just so many people working on their team, you know, and they just have an amazing crew, you know, and come on out here, you know, get some autographs, get some stickers, just come on out here, have a lot of fun with us, join in with us.
Yeah, as always, the off-road community and all the teams are very fan-friendly, easily approachable, which is great. You know, you see that a lot in NASCAR as well. The fans actually get to mingle with the drivers and stuff before races, which I think is pretty cool, you know.
Yes, it absolutely is. I mean, it's one thing to be out in a vehicle. You know, I started off in photography, believe it or not, a little over 20 years ago, you know, and built my way up also, you know, getting into a race vehicle and then to a spectator and coming my way up to here, joining you. I mean, this is amazing. You know, it's been amazing. You know, the off-road racing is just something awesome. I love just the vroom vroom of the vehicles, the motorcycles, just chatting with the people, you know, the off-road racers. It was hard as a spectator, you know, but you know what, at first, but you know what, I was out there on the course watching the race and I was running along with the racers, you know, just pretending like I was still in the vehicle, you know, but this is amazing. This is just as much fun.
I don't think you're alone in feeling that. I think everyone, they first start, and, you know, we talked to some of the drivers too about being young and then getting that fever. It's the same for
Yeah.
race fans almost. Everyone that comes down, like the people from the States that haven't been here, when they come down to visit and we take them out to a race, they're like, everyone's the same thing. You know, you sit there and watching the bikes, like, how can they drive that fast on a motorcycle? And then you're sitting there, and then almost every race, the trucks start later, you know, and then they get there, and then some of the slower bikes are finishing up, you know, and you're like, yeah, and they're still cool. But then the response the first time a truck comes by when someone watches the race live, it's like, oh my God. Yeah,
It is. It's something so amazing. Just the way you feel inside when you see that, you actually get to be there and watch something like that. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. So you have to come on out here, join us, have fun. If not, like we said, join us on our YouTube page, Nora TV, at the San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300 2023.
Also want to give a quick shout out to those folks over at Mario Steakhouse. Pleasure meeting them, and everyone over at the San Felipe Brewing Company. Thank you for watching and tuning in. Also the folks down in Percival at Cheneth Legacy Lodge right now, watching at the bar there up in the museum. Hi. I'll be back there later on tonight.
Well, see you soon.
So perfect, yeah. So we're looking behind. We're waiting for the tech. They're a little tied up right here. But as soon as they move forward, we're going to pick somebody up and bring them over to talk with us.
And still stay tuned in with us. We're going to have a live audio interview with Max Gordon. Yes!
Well, we're going to have actually a visual, too. We're going to have him on camera. But we're just going to, he's not here. It's going to be, technology. But, I think everyone in the world is familiar how that works now after the last few years. Everyone knows Zoom meetings and Skype and everything else. So, perfect.
Yeah, so perfect. Check this out.
Beautiful car, 111.
Yes,
nice
look at
car.
that. Nice vehicle.
Checking out this car, looking really nice. Car number 111.
The class 111. Class 1. I remember when I first started in this thing with the off-road in photography, as I was stating earlier, I learned that every category, the first number that you see, if it's a 3-digit number, the first number is the category that it's in. Like, for example, this is 111 class 1. The trophies was a little bit harder for me because you have to use both of the numbers, or one number. That's a trophy.
Yeah, and they're veterans of this Desert Mayhem. That's Eli Yee. They've been around racing for a long time, and they've done a couple of these Mayhems. So they know this course. They know the routine down here in San Felipe.
Yes, that's great. These are some great racers. They're two brothers, Eli and Lobsam. They've been amazing racers for years now. I've known them also for quite a long time. I remember them too. Yes. So come on in. Join us. Oh my goodness. Here it's getting a little bit chillier now. I'm starting to feel it. How do you feel it?
It's cooled off as the night has progressed here.
Yes, it's starting to pick up. But you know what? It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just, it is January. I mean, it's to be expected, yeah. It's not snowing. It's not raining. There's no ice on the ground.
It's not as cold as I really thought I expected it to be. For being January, I thought it was going to be a little bit cooler than what it is right now. Yes, it is chilly, but it's bearable. The little hoodie, the jacket, we're good. But yeah, we're good. Being January weather, it's good.
And a good thing, it's probably perfect for the drivers out there because you know how hot it can get in the cars in summertime. But having this cool weather for racers is great. So maybe a bit chilly for the bikes early in the morning at 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's going to be something.
Need to touch on that with some of the bike guys.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
I hope we get a couple more of those guys floating through here. I mean, we talked with a couple. But I didn't get a chance to really ask him about the cold weather early morning starts. I should have done that. My bad. But if I get next one up here, next bike guy I get, I'm going to talk about that.
The first time that I came out to see them, I was here at the very first Mayhem race. And I was here with a motorcycle team. Mauri Herrera was the racer. He was a young little kid back then, a young muffin. He's now a 23-year-old racing in pro, doing so good. And I remember it was these dates, too. It was the very first race of the year also. And it was super cold out here. The racers get up really early in the morning. We were up just so early in the morning, and it was so cold, I remember. And it was colder than it is now. But then again, it was in the morning.
And they're young. They're young.
Yeah.
They can handle it better.
I remember the first thing that I spoke to his father about the cold weather. Is he wearing enough clothing? Is he doing this? We don't want him to get sick. We don't want anything to happen to him. But yeah, it's good. The weather is a lot more pleasurable today, at this race than it was back then.
Hearing the crowd get excited back there. Picking it up. There's one of our quad entries, maybe. I don't know. Can't really tell. No, don't see any numbers on that.
it
That's just a
looks like a
spectator coming
spectator.
through. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a few
Which is
spectators out here also
Well,
enjoying
they could
the
be parts
race.
of teams. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it's a lot of fun though, and everyone's mingling together. We are located here on the Malecon. We are right at the end. So when you enter the Malecon on, I get confused on San Fe, north and south, and I don't know.
We're on the north end.
Yeah, and then it comes across this way, but we're right here you see behind us the San Felipe sign, right there on the Malecon, in a beautiful place. So yeah, it's good here. So
Yeah, we
this
got a
is
lot.
where everybody funnels through under the arches here. So as they work their way through tech, we're going to reach out and pick and grab a few more. That's nice.
So please stay tuned in with us.
Yeah.
Don't miss out on any of the fun. We guarantee you some fun, even if you're just viewing. If you're here physically, awesome, amazing. Come on out here, have fun. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, a jacket, a hoodie, and come on out here and join the fun with us.
Yeah, I tell you what, on behalf of everyone here at NORA TV, we do appreciate you watching us. We are looking forward to trying to bring you a few of the upcoming races. I know there's a race in Bahia, Los Angeles in a couple of weeks. We're still talking about maybe doing that. Bahia, Los Angeles 200, the 200 down there.
Oh, that's an amazing race down there, and the weather's going to be even more perfect down there. I know it's a lot nicer down there.
I like your confidence on that, but yeah.
Yes, it is. It is. It's really nice out there. It's one of my favorite places to go.
For all you guys know, and all of our NORA family that's out there watching, Bay of LA, you expect one thing. Right now, they're all saying wind. Yes, of course. Yeah,
Yes.
So we expect that as well. So we're going to see what's happening in this race in a couple weeks. Again, we're pretty sure we're going to be down there and bringing that to you live, so that'll be great.
Awesome. So subscribe to our page, YouTube, NORA TV.
Facebook.
Yes,
Facebook,
Facebook,
the NORA page
NORA.com.
on Facebook, yeah.
Yes,
All that.
join us. Subscribe, like on our page.
It'll be worth to follow. As again, we're going to keep trying to bring you better and better, more in-depth broadcast of all these races. The calendar coming up, there's, like I said, the Bay of LA race in a couple of weeks. There's I believe a Code race around the corner, either Record or Code. I don't know who the first one is of those two series.
I don't have the calendars. I haven't
Yeah.
seen the calendars yet.
Yeah,
By now, I usually have the calendar.
Yeah, I
but-
can look it up.
Yes. But we will keep you informed, so follow us.
I know King of the
Subscribe to
Hammers
our
gets
page.
underway too in a
Next weekend.
Yeah, coming
12
up too.
days.
And they're out there
Fun.
in the higher elevations. It's always freezing out there. You guys at home that are King of Hammers, you know how to go. What do they call it? Hammer City? I don't know. They make their own little town out there in the Hammertown.
Hammertown.
Yeah. Well, it gets cold up there at night, so yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to the folks, let them know what's going on. I'm going to try to grab something to bring over here.
Absolutely. Yes, stay tuned and subscribe to our page. We're going to be having some really good live coverage of all these races throughout the year. We're going to be having live the NORA race April 29th on to May 5th, and it's going to be from Ensenada all the way to Cabo. So follow us and join in. And here right now in San Felipe, we're here at the Malecon, which the boardwalk. It's a little chilly out here. It's not chilly enough to keep everybody away. So yes, we've got a lot of people out here now. We've got a lot more vehicles. We've got a lot of more participants. So please join in with us. We're going to be having an interview with Max Gordon here at around probably about 8 o'clock. It was supposed to be at 7. It was a little delayed, but you know what? Stay tuned in with us because we're going to have an amazing interview with Mr. Little Max Gordon at a very young age. He's gone so far. So please join in. It's going to be something you don't want to miss. It's going to be an interview you don't want to miss. He's a little guy who's gone so far. And he comes from a very good background. But yeah, join in with us. Whether you're in Ensenada, Tijuana, in the U.S., please stay with us. Okay. All right. Yes, we've got so many spectators out here, just waving and trying to come in and passing through here. It's just amazing to watch all these people out here, being a part of the off-road racing community. It's just an amazing thing, being here, knowing and being in this, involved a little bit of over 20 years. It's been an amazing road, and being here in front of you guys, live, It's just, to me, it's such a great privilege, and thank you for tuning in. We've got a lot of people going in through here. Yes, but here we are. We've got Kevin out there finding some people for us to interview. Okay, there's, oh my goodness, everybody here, the sales, the t-shirts, oh my gosh, got to get a hoodie from here. Can't leave without the hoodie.
No, that's a must on a night like this. And
yes.
if it's like this tonight, we're pretty sure it's probably going to be that way tomorrow morning as well.
Oh my goodness. So I've
yeah.
got to get one before the morning comes
Yeah.
around.
We need to work on that tonight for sure.
Yes, for sure. I want one of the ones that you have. Oh my goodness, that's a really nice one. I have a collection of hoodies, but I don't have that one, and I got to have that one.
Yeah, as much needed, that's for sure.
I'm speak to John Johnson about that one.
With a couple jackets under there too. But
no,
whatever.
yes.
What we're going to do, we're going to take a little break here, and then we're going to both walk around. You're going to maybe grab some locals and some people. We're going to come back and get some live interviews.
Yay.
We're still going to try to work the Max Gordon thing in for everyone.
Yes,
So,
don't miss it. Stay tuned in with us.
Yep, stick with us, and we'll be back with some more right here on Nora TV.
Be right back. Don't miss it.
Hi guys, and welcome. I'm here with Mario and Roberta, the #1 place for steaks in San Felipe. Mario, how long have you been here at this location?
2 years, exactly 2 years. I'm the best steakhouse in San Felipe, so everybody welcome. All rough community. I'm here by 8 blocks from the main highway in San Felipe. You see our menu. It's not paper, it's a real menu. So more than welcome.
And the thing about the real menu, the eyes, people come out like, wow, that's the menu, it's great. And you're racer friendly, race teams friendly. If people want to get a hold of you, how would they get a hold of you?
Well, you can do it on a Google Map. I can do it on a telephone, Instagram, Facebook. So right in San Felipe.
And it's Mario's Steakhouse, and they'll find
Mario's
it.
Patio and Grill.
You see the quality, and it speaks for itself. Everyone here is always happy here at Mario's Steakhouse. Roberta, Mario, thank you. Hello, folks. We are here in San Felipe. Right now, I'm at one of the best places you can possibly stop by to eat, the Sweet Spot Bistro, located in a new location. They've been open for 10 years. Great food, great barbecue, everything. But right now, it's a new location out on the highway across from the El Dorado Ranch entrance near the big Arco there. Just a fantastic place. You're a race team. You're in town with fans, family, friends. It doesn't matter. Make sure this is a go-to spot to come and have some food. Some of the best barbecue around. It's just a great place. Again, that's the Sweet Spot Bistro here in San Felipe. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our live coverage here of the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. A man that knows a little something about this race. Caesar Q. Caesar, your race is just fantastic. It's growing from day one. The fan support out here, you must love it.
It's fun. It's fun. It's a lot of work, but it's good for the community. You know, the local economy really benefits from this types of events during the January slow season. January and February are super slow here. So it's always good to bring a little bit of tourism to the community.
Yeah, and it's working quite well. As we know, races down here in Mexico, they always seem late at the start. You can put whatever time it is, but nobody shows up till after dark.
There's actually people texting me now coming from San Quintin, coming from Ensenada, other people asking me if they can come in and sign up in the morning. People work, and some of them get off late But I think we're going to get a few more people coming in the morning, late arrivals in the morning.
And that's the thing. You always kick off the new year of racing. You're like the first race. And so a lot of these teams are like, oh, wait, it's racing season again. Then they start seeing the social media posts, Desert Mayhem this week, and we got to go. And I think they get together and join that.
Yeah, it's actually really cool because we're the first race of the year, and everybody's kind of all pumped up and ready to go. The Cops boys are here. They really love coming down in January. We got a few big trucks and a few Class 1s and trophy specs. I think they're going to put on a really good show for the fans tomorrow.
I think there's 6 Class 1s. I mean, that's pretty, yeah.
One of them already called. He says he's got some issues. He's not coming, but I think we'll end up with probably 5 or 4.
Yeah, pretty good. And that's a lot of horsepower out there on your course. Let's talk a little bit about the course. It's a couple laps, right? And how many miles is each lap?
Each lap is 65 miles. So we have the Class 1s, specs, and trophy trucks doing 260 miles. So that's 4 laps. Class 10s are also doing 4 laps. And then we got the rest of the field is doing 3 laps.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, there was some confusion under that. So I said, I'll get the answer. And there it is. So perfect. What's it take for you to put a course like this together? How much behind the scenes work is there that people normally don't realize?
It's an adventure. We go out, and first of all, we pretty much have a rough idea of where we want to go, and then we put the plan together. We jump in the car, and we go right through. And for this race, it was a little confusing because the September rains. We had a hurricane here. So the water washed out a lot of our tracks. They're just completely gone. So we needed to find a way to find new tracks over the existing tracks. So it was tricky, but it's always fun. The course marking always it takes a long time, and it's just we did. I think it's about 21 hours to do it. We didn't do it all in one day. We did a few sections here and there, and then once we're done, we got to go back and sometimes. Arrows and stuff gets lost. Believe it or not, cows eat them.
I did not know that.
They chew on the arrows, so then we have to go back and remark a few sections. But it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding.
No, it is, because then you get a turnout like this, and everyone just raves about it, and it's a good feeling about this race. Before I get too far off the course, we've had some questions on social media. As you know, last week, rain's heavy on the other side. Ensenada was flooding. Some things were canceled. But the rains didn't hit here. So let the people know that this side is still pretty wide open. And
it's totally dry here.
Yeah.
There's no water here at all.
Yeah, so there was no washouts anywhere on that side of the course. Just perfect. Yeah, pretty amazing that flood like that over there and just on the side is just great. So, yeah, so it's been great over here. We're kicking off with the bikes tomorrow morning at 6. And then the trucks are hitting the line at...
I'm thinking 9 a.m. We're going to do a 9 a.m. start.
Make sure we get all the bikes off the course and then good to go.
We've got, I don't know how many bikes signed up so far, but we've got 4 safari cars. A few of them are still on their way from Ensenada. But this course is so fast. I've had to make a few last-minute changes. I don't really feel safe without making some changes. The course is super fast, and we got a lot of fast cars. So we figured, you know what, we're going to make the safari cars run in the morning with the bikes, and then the rest of the field runs at 9 a.m.
Yeah, so they don't get caught from behind, yeah. I was talking with Rick Saccani earlier. He said he pre-ran last week and put it on the lid, and he was saying that it's fast, but you got to pay attention. And I had Zach and Morgan Langley up here, and they said, oh, yeah, they came up right behind him, and they saw him, and they're both aware, too. One thing they touched on is that the rains kind of smoothed out the whoops a little bit. So
there was a few sections that, for instance, the Zoo Road. You jump on Zoo Road and you've got about a mile of whoops, and then it totally disappears, and it's just straight shot. And then after that, you hit a few more whoops, and then it's a straight shot. So it's kind of tricky, but it's going to be very fast.
And that's what I was wondering, because all of a sudden people get a false sense of security. Oh, it's wide open, and then
it's gonna be tricky. Yeah. So if people aren't paying attention, we're gonna have a few people eating some dirt tomorrow.
Yeah, and hopefully it's good. Now again, we talked about safety with spectators, and we love you guys coming out to the races. make sure you stand a safe distance from the course. You see somebody on the outside of the curve, maybe let them know that's not a good place to stand. Because we love our fans here in San Felipe.
Yeah, I think for this race is a little different than every other race because we have the stadium. And
Yes.
a lot of people would rather go and sit there in an orderly fashion and just watch the cars go round and round, and they don't need to go venture out in the desert. So I think it's a different format, and people really seem to like it.
I think it's fantastic. And we touched on that earlier in the broadcast about trying to explain the stadium that people that don't know it. It's like you go out to the desert and you go to a race, zoom, they go by and they're done. But in the stadium, you can get up on the hill, be there, and it's a multi-lap race.
It's a different race, way different race.
And by the stadium, it's a bowl with a lot of turns and cutbacks and switches. But you can actually visualize the live full-speed racing for about 3.5 minutes until they come in and get out. So
Tomorrow we're going to start every class 2x2. Some classes we might do 3 at a time. So it should be fun tomorrow.
Yeah, right out in the first part of those turns. Almost every year we've seen someone roll that. Right, it's always safe. It's super soft on a turn, but yeah, it's interesting for fans to watch right there.
I think fans really enjoy that, and they really like to see the head-to-head right then and there, right at the start. So it's going to be fun tomorrow.
Yeah, it's good. Caesar, I know you're being torn a million directions tonight. Appreciate the time you're taking to talk to the fans out there. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming, and we really like having everybody down here in San Felipe.
Thank you. Caesar Q, everybody. The Jefe here at the San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. So, okay. Thanks, guys. We'll be back with some more interviews and some more fan interaction right after this. And another must-visit place here in San Felipe is right behind me, the San Felipe Brewing Company. It's got everything. It's got entertainment, it's got great food, and so many beers. It's better for me just to show you. Follow me inside. Let's check it out. And here we are inside at the beautiful San Felipe Brewing Company. This is Joe's place. Joe, first off, thank you for having us here, and let the folks at home know a little about this place. I see the fermenters and all kinds of beer.
Yep. And then we have 31, different kinds of beer that we brew in-house. Everything is in-house. Then we have 4 fermenters that do, 250 gallons each. So there's plenty of beer anytime anyone who wants to come and have some fun.
Right here behind the bar, we've got 31 different items up on tap. Anything from a porter, a stout, IPA, pale ale, seltzers, mimosas, whatever it is you want, we got it. And if not, ask us. We could probably do it.
Anytime. We're racer friendly, dog friendly. You guys come and enjoy.
Ooh, and the coldest beer in town. Come check us out.
come and visit us. We're across the street from the Rocket Dial sign at kilometer 178.
Some of your best moments through your day could be spent right here at the San Felipe Brewery. Happy hour from 2 to 3. We've got games 5 days a week, live music, and it's always a good time with great company.
Well, that's just awesome. So again, anytime you're here in San Felipe, make sure you make this one of your stops, the San Felipe Brewing Company. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our continuing live coverage here of Tech Inspection of the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300, presented by Cops Racing. Lo and behold, I'm once again happy to be joined by the key members behind the Cops Racing team, Mike Mann, Julie Mann, the crew chief, and the team manager. Guys, welcome back to another San Felipe Desert Mayhem.
No, we're so happy to be back here. I mean, it's been too long, we took a little break, but we're back, and we're going to have a good year, and I can't wait.
And I definitely want to say thank you to all the people who go in behind the scenes to put on this race, because it's a challenge just getting the team down here. I can imagine what you guys do to get the race and the TV coverage put on.
Well, let's touch on that. The logistics for you guys, bringing down, you got the two racers, you got the one and the spec truck down here. What's involved? Are you doing the head mechanic for both of those trucks, or do you have a team behind you? I'm sure you do.
Well, I mean, right now we're kind of a little bit on the low end of the key, but I still have one of my guys, Cody. I hired him. He's awesome. He helps me out so much. And my wife, and and I have friends and family come by, so it's kind of like a family deal. We're just trying to make it what we can, and things are working out good. So we just want to get back racing. That's all. We just miss Mexico.
Yeah, we were touching on that earlier. It's such a great feeling. It's the first race of the year. It's slowly built up as we came on air, but now everyone's like, yeah, it's back. And now we look down there, it's just lined up in tech. The people are walking around. It's great to be back in another year of racing.
Yeah, especially the mall economy. We haven't done tech here in so long. We did it out in fields. I mean, it's so awesome to live this again. This is awesome, and that's makes it worth coming down here. We just love it down here.
Yeah, I was speaking with Zach and Morgan, and they're excited, looking forward to the NORA again this year too, and going all the way down the peninsula. That's always a lot of fun for you guys as well, but it's a lot of work for you guys.
You know what? But it's like every day has its own thing. Like we get to enjoy the racing every day, and we get to work on the cars and have our little drinks, and then we get back at it the next day. And it's just awesome. I mean, it's like every day is another race kind of thing. So it's awesome. Yeah.
And on the logistics side, when you go to NORA, honestly, you start planning your hotels and your locations, how many chase crew vehicles you're bringing. You plan that out 9 months to a year in advance, so that way you can book the hotels properly all the way down, and then when you get closer you start fine-tuning it, and you always go, gosh, I wish I had one more room, but we make it work.
So yeah, but at NORA, the best part is down there, the end, and then the celebration is that's the best party of the year, I think.
NORA is the best, that's for sure, man. We love it down there. If we only had one race to do, it would be NORA.
The 1000.
NORA 1000, for sure, man.
It's
They
incredible.
love that, so it's so awesome.
Yeah, so your guys' plan here tonight, you're going to stay up, you're still working with your team together, getting it together. You guys will probably, hit the sack by midnight-ish or so?
Yeah, I'd say somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You know what? We're a sponsor here, so we want to put our car out here and hand out stickers and enjoy the crowd. The crowd's so awesome here. So that's kind of what we want to do, is just be out here and enjoy it.
It is. The crowd here in San Felipe is fantastic. Matter of fact, 3 or 4 different racers said that San Felipe fans are so knowledgeable, And I think it was Morgan who said, it's great. You walk right to our hotel room and right on to practice. No other place can do that. I'm like, hey, that's true. San Felipe.
It's so awesome. I mean, you get to drive right out and drive right back and drive into town, get, food and best tacos ever. So, I mean, it's something that you can't replace that. It's awesome.
So if people want to follow along with Cops Racing, what is the social media, the main one that you guys use, so your fans can interact with you guys?
Our main social media, we have our Cops Racing team page on Facebook and Instagram. We also have our Cops Racing YouTube channel that they can go on, and we do put up our videos and teasers about what we've done in the different races and things like that.
Yeah, no, when I was talking with Zach and Morgan, and we were like, yeah, when I contacted Desert Racing, the cops truck, that cops truck is coming from a long way, and that logo and stuff, and it's just, and to have this race in memory of John is great too, honoring John. So yeah.
Yeah, he set us at a high standard, and we got to follow that. So we got to make sure that he's going to be smiling up there for us. It's definitely a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it pays off.
Oh, it definitely pays off. Yeah.
Especially with your team, that the fans are always just smiles when they see the Cops team around and stuff. So all that hard work, that's a big bonus of it.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, we love. They definitely love us when we get here. Anywhere in Mexico, I mean, cops. That's all we hear. Stickers. So It's pretty cool.
So what's on schedule this year for the Cops team? Are you jumping back into score this year, or?
No, we're not gonna do no score. We're gonna do this race. We're gonna do the NORA races, and we're gonna do maybe Best of the Desert. Yeah.
We're looking at Vegas to Reno, or possibly coming back down and doing a record race and running the San Quintin race.
San Quintin, definitely.
That's a lot of fun. That's San Quintin race. Yeah. Well, that's great. And a lot of folks in San Quintin that are watching right now got pretty happy that you guys might be in that race.
Definitely. That is a fun
that's great.
Race.
Yeah. So mark that on your calendar, San Quintin folks. Yeah. Yeah. Well, very good. I know you guys are busy, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to the fans and let us know what's going on behind the scenes. We really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys too, man.
Yeah, thank you. And tomorrow we're going to be on the course. We're going to be down there in the stadium. What a great place to have the race, right?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Just going in and out of that is great. I just talked to Caesar earlier. Caesar's who's putting on the race, and I was saying about safety for fans and stuff. He said, it's not so much here because we have this stadium. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Because where else can you go and watch 3 and 4 minutes of live full-speed racing? Like normally when you're out in the desert, like we talked about, zoom, and then it's done, and you wait for the next zoom. Yeah, so to have that stadium right there, very, very spectator-friendly. So
definitely want to thank Caesar,
nice.
man. He puts in a lot of work to do this, and we're so happy to help him out whenever we can. And this is our race. I mean, we want to be here, and we will be here. So so awesome.
We've noticed over the last 2 days that there's definitely a lot of advantage to racing down here, because a lot of the fans can sit off the side of the road and you have a whole view, and you can watch us come through valleys, you can watch us go through short course, you can watch us go back out. Plus you can go catch us down, like if you go to Portesitas Road, you can catch the high speed sections coming in, making corners, and so that's going to be fun to watch tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and talking to Caesar, you can tell he actually put thought into the race that way. So yeah, having that work out.
I know that when Zach and Morgan came back, both of them were very happy about the course, the challenges, the technical, the sand, the rocks, where they're going to be, and they are excited definitely for racing tomorrow.
They both described it as fun. Now, I don't know if they told you, but I was talking about them here. They have a little side bet going. Did you hear about that?
We normally always have a side bet.
Yeah.
Even when they go pre-running or testing, the bet has always been like $100 for the fastest.
Yeah.
I don't know what the official dollar amount is, but John started that tradition and the boys are carrying it through.
Well, Zach brought up 100, and Morgan said, 100, what are you talking about? Make it 300. And they're like, okay, so they're on. And Zach's like, well, Morgan's starting in front of me because of the starting order, but yeah, so we'll see. It should be fun. It should be a lot of fun for you guys too, watching the boys go at it.
Oh yeah, the heart won't stop pumping until they're finished. So it's all going to be good.
Yeah, thanks again, you guys, for spending the time with us.
Hey, thank you, buddy, for having us up here. It's
As
been
always.
great, and it's always good seeing you and the Nora crew. Can't wait to get to Nora. So
yeah,
I know Pullman does his hard work and all his crew. So
yeah,
so hope we get through this race, and we'll be there at Nora.
Perfect. Look forward to that, and best of luck out there tomorrow.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, guys, stick around with us. Glenda, have you joined me back here? Yeah. Yeah, that was great. Always great talking to the Mehans there.
Like I said, it's always so amazing talking with the whole team on Cops.
With everybody,
You know, yes, everybody's so humbling. I was just speaking with other team members here, and they're just so amazing. They're just absolutely amazing people. You know, that's something like this. This interview just meant so much to them. You know, yes, meant so much to them. This young couple that you just interviewed have kept on going with the Cops team.
They work so hard. They really do.
They
I see
really
behind
do.
the scenes what they do. And I'm glad that we have this vehicle, us doing this live show, to bring it to you so people at home can see what it's like behind the scenes of putting race teams together. You think, the drivers get all the glory, but the behind the team stuff on every team, even the Pioneer, smaller teams, still it's hard, You gotta get
everybody
down there.
is a somebody on the team. Everybody, because to get that pilot into the vehicle or the motorcycle and race, there's a lot of people behind there, and most of the times they're not being given the credit that they actually deserve, but they actually, from the mechanics to just everybody that puts the vehicle together, and gets everything done to be able to make it happen and possible,
And so much of it is volunteer amongst friends and family.
It is a lot of volunteers. Some of the teams they can provide, pay, but a lot of them are out there just for the heart of it.
Yeah, backing up their friends, proud of them, and getting out there and having them.
All that moral support. It's just amazing, and it's part of the people that we say. It's so nice to have them here at the races. It makes it more pleasurable. It's fun, but it makes it pleasurable. It's so heartwarming. I mean, oh my gosh! But Cops, such an amazing team.
Well, here's what's going to happen here now. We're going to kind of close out here tonight a little bit early as it's slowing down in the back end there. But stick with us, because tomorrow morning we're going to be live at the track at 8 a.m. We're going to catch hopefully every bike that comes through at the end there. We're going to bring them on camera and talk to them. We'll make sure we get at least a few of the bikes up there, get them going. Maybe talk to some of the drivers before the start, but sometimes they're a little busy there. But for the most part, they're pretty good. We'll bring that in, but we're going to bring you the full coverage from 8 a.m. on. Like I said, the end of the bikes and get the first starts of the trucks. Talking with Caesar earlier, you probably didn't hear this. What are you saying? They're going to go 2 wide and 3 wide at the start.
Oh,
yeah. So it's going to be fantastic. Because you make it out to the stadium tomorrow, the amphitheater, Disneyland, whatever they call it here locally.
Nice.
Get out there and watch the start, because we'll be going side by side through the stadium first part of that course. And yeah, it's going to be great. So make sure you join us. Earmark it. Let your family and friends know. So
stay tuned in with us.
Real quick, I know we promised a few minutes with Max Gordon. Something fell through with that.
We had some technical difficulties.
Maybe we'll get it tomorrow. We're going to have some other interviews tomorrow live that we're going to go with some of the team members and some behind the scenes of vehicle manufacturers and part manufacturers stuff. Should be very interesting. Should be nonstop action tomorrow. So Glenda, hey, it was great.
My gosh, Kevin, we hadn't seen each other since October, but you know what? We said we were going to pull this through, and you know what? It's been amazing.
Yeah,
it's been amazing. Such a great privilege to be here with Mr. Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, we've talked about working together. It's very good, very nice. It was great. I had a lot of fun.
I did too. It was a lot of fun.
Again, stick with us in the morning, but we're going to be there. So you guys that watch this tonight, call people up and let them know. I mean, what the hell's going on a Saturday morning?
Spread the news.
Get up and watch a race. If you can't be here live, watch it on Nora TV, and go ahead with all the ways they can watch that again.
Nora.com, YouTube, Nora TV, Nora official page. You know, we're just everywhere. Facebook. We're all over the social media. But yes, join us in. Y gracias. Mantengan sintonizados con nosotros en Nora TV, en la página de YouTube, Nora.com, Facebook, donde quieran, todas las redes sociales. Pues sigan con nosotros, suscríbanse a nuestra página, denle un me gusta ahí, pónganle un me gusta ahí. De la verdad que sigan con nosotros, que les garantizo que se van a divertir. Si no pueden estar aquí físicamente, se van a divertir en estar viendo ahí. Sigan entonizados con nuestra página.
And one more time before we go, in Spanish, I want you to let the folks know what time we're going to come on tomorrow and to join us.
Mañana, a partir de las 6 de la mañana, van a salir las motos. Vamos a estar presentes a las 8 de la mañana en adelante, ¿verdad? Vamos al iniciar la carrera, van a estar de 2 en 3 corriendo, saliendo los vehículos, así que va a ser un espectáculo de inicio de carrera. La verdad que para que inicie una carrera así no van a ser individualmente, va a ser un espectáculo inmenso. Los invito a que realmente estén entonizados con nosotros, no se lo pierdan. Gracias por estar con nosotros. Desbarrame la palabra, por favor, porque se les garantiza que se van a divertir.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm glad you mentioned it to folks about starting 2 and 3 wide. It's going to be spectacular.
Yes, it is going to be awesome.
Well, folks, that's it. That's going to conclude our live coverage here of Tech at the 2023 San Felipe Desert Mayhem El Jefe 300. And we really appreciate you joining us, and we look forward just a few short hours. You can join us again in the morning at 8 a.m.
It's only a few short hours away. Sigan con nosotros.
Thank you, everybody, and good night.
Gracias, mi rey.